Beats making me laugh. I was literally thinking about that song today. Once in the year 1996, I took off for a summer, and that was the only song that you could call hip hop or R&B or whatever you wanted that you must play in a nightclub, if I remember right. I took off for the summer and came back and found out that my friends were playing as DJs in nightclubs sets of R&B and hip hop, and I said, what on earth did you guys do? I was only gone for 3 months. And that song Forever After lives on as a legend. Welcome everybody to Tuber Chat. And if you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is somebody I have known longer than we've been with Tuber Chat, and we celebrated our 6-year anniversary just the other day. And thank you everybody for the well wishes, the kind words, whether or not you made it to that particular stream. I appreciate every moment that everybody spends and every single thing everybody has done for us and for this channel. But this creator, Brown Girl Bella, has been doing this kind of thing, connecting creators together since long before Tuber Chat was even a thought. I'd already been on YouTube for a few years. I've been on 9 years now. And after a couple of those years, I met a bunch of creators who were calling themselves small YouTubers. We still use that term today just because it's so popular. And Brown Girl Bella was one of the group of creators that I was introduced to. And it was really inspiring because these creators had said, hey, come with us. We're going to introduce you to all of our friends. Everybody helps everybody. Everybody wants everybody to succeed. And I really couldn't believe it. I was kind of swept away and inspired and amazed at the same time, because never before in social media, and I promise you I've been there from the beginning, I had never seen something like this where everybody was going to support each other truly. Everybody took interest in each other's channels regardless of their category or niche. And Brown Girl Bella over all this time has been an incredible, one of the most supportive creators to this channel and to myself over all of these years, and to many of us as well. As a matter of fact, she's been a silver member here for years, if you can imagine that. And I put a lot of focus on that because I want everybody hopefully to be inspired and motivated by the idea that you are literally meeting people all the time, probably here, many other places as well, frequently, maybe even every day, that will be supporting you years into the future, not weeks and months. And I hope that that hits as hard as I'm, kind of emphasizing it on, hoping that it will, if that makes any sense. But Brown Girl Bella has also done something else that you'll notice when you get to her channel. She does a great job of bringing you into her world. We talk about this kind of thing in video game development or in entrepreneurship and companies and things like that. If you go to Starbucks regularly, you know that Starbucks really brings you into their world. When you're ordering your coffees or different things that you get there, they have special terminology, and it's got its own story. It's got its own universe, let's just say. Video games, Grand Theft Auto is a perfect example, one of my favorites ever, that really brings you into its world. Other games like Fortnite, Minecraft, Disney does a great job of bringing everybody into their world. You truly feel like an escape when you're watching either movies or different things like this. Brown Girl Bella does this with her YouTube channel. You notice on her banner she talks about the idea of getting Bellafied, but she brings her audience into a world that is truly her own, while she continues to connect people together and continues to support creators with channels of all sizes from all corners of the globe with all sorts of different niches and categories in their content. She literally has her own universe in her channel and an incredibly loyal and dedicated audience. This is somebody who instinctively has been a master of this from the very, very beginning. I've been lucky to watch her channel evolve from its very beginning. And you can go back and watch our oldest videos. We've been together longer than 6 years. Now, if you can imagine that, it's probably closer to 7. She's now over 5,000 subscribers. You know, I've said for many years that 3,000 is a very telling marker for any channel. I believe anybody who gets to 3,000 subscribers 100% organically, I would fully expect to eventually get to 10,000 if they want to, maybe even 100,000, maybe even farther. The only reason the bigger numbers start to become questionable is because we don't know what the world's going to look like in a few years. We don't know what YouTube's going to look like in a few years. And Brown Girl Bella can attest to the idea that YouTube has seen a lot of change over the years. She's been connected to Kristen Welton, my love in the channel, of course. She's here as a beloved and dedicated moderator. We've all known each other. Well, I mean, Kristen and I is a different story, but as YouTube creators, you know, long beyond Superchat even being a thought, inspiring. And if you can imagine this, when I had met these creators, Brown Girl Bella, Elevate with Vern, the Soldier Family Network, Jeremy D-Day, Ace Flaw 1, and a few other creators, they didn't say, go do your own thing. We were already doing this. Stay out of our lane, find your own niche, you know, don't copy us. And it was the opposite. I said, I'm going to do another channel and I'm going to do the same thing you guys do, connecting people together. And they said, we'll help you build it. And they did. And true enough, still to this day, like I said, Brown Girl Bella has been a dear friend, an incredible supporter. And she continues to be the master of her own universe. You'll see that when you get to her channel. She's still doing for years a couple of series of live streams. Every Thursday she does Bella After Dark. Every Sunday she does Sunday Sips. And she has a lot of different interests, mostly in makeup and get ready with me. More than anything else, she does hauls, she does Happy Mail, and a lot of inspiration and motivation comes with all of it. I'm just going to grab the latest skincare video and put this into my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep her get caught up with creators. It's got a fun name, of course, and she's got shorts on the channel as well. 10,000 views on a couple of these, which is great to see, and she's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships. When we get to her channel, I just happened to catch her for a live stream a couple of nights ago. And hopefully everybody will connect with Brown Girl Bella and we'll push her towards the 5,100 subscribers that we know she's thinking about right now. And I know we got a little bit of activity in the chat. So OG Sean White, thank you for joining that membership again. And the Pharaoh Grandma's gifting a handful of memberships. She's done that a million times before. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll look at the Pharaoh Grandma in a second. And then we will start spinning the wheel at some point, likely very soon. And over the course of the next 3 hours, I will add names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. I put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as I see them in the chat, like Just Jason Keto, who's going to join Scratch and PPA, and a bunch of our members who are already on there. Van Lott is here, Rushing Wind Mountain, Tim Mitchell, Matt and Mouse, Jeremy Dede I mentioned already, and Have Fun in Nature. And then Stephen Wire is also here. I've got some catching up to do. I see Majestic Lion Eyes channel is in the house. And we always have an overwhelming beginning, so thank you everybody for that. Let's think about the channel on the screen, the Pharaoh Grandma, and my dear goodness, OG Sean White. You know, things like super chats and memberships I mention here often are absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated, of course. OG Sean White is out there hustling, working, door dashing for hours and hours and hours while streaming pretty much daily. So I really appreciate the extra generous support here when I know you're out there working so hard. And then Resident, I can't read the chat. Resident Revan Sekutioner, good to see you in the house. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but if anybody in the chat, this goes for everybody, if there's something incorrect that I'm talking about with your channel when I'm talking about it, whether it's on the screen or not, if I'm mispronouncing the name, please don't be shy. I would love to be corrected. I want to promote everybody's channel the way they want it promoted. And then, my dear goodness, so thank you, OG Sean White. We're going to look at their channel next. Squirrel's World is a longtime friend. They've been with us for years as well. Lisa's Got Style, good to see you here. She does a ton of live streaming, and she's got a loyal and dedicated audience. Her streams are always busy. Our dear friend Michael's Adventures, of course, is in the chat as a beloved and dedicated moderator. He's going to drop a premiere tonight at 8 o'clock. We are going to raid into a special live stream from our friends at Cove Action, Chuck and Lori. We're trying to arrange a meetup. I had forgotten the fact that it's Mother's Day on Sunday. That kind of snuck up on me, but they're going to be very close by. So we'll see if we can get something happening, but we'll see them tonight for a live stream. Susan High Country, Australia. Mac Movement, good to see you here. Simply Debbie Sue's been here from the beginning. And then Mike's Adventure Sparks is also in the house. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Revsecutioner, yes. Okay, so Resident Revsecutioner, thank you for that clarification. I'm happy. Pardon me, I can't even speak today for no reason. I'm happy that I'm getting that as close to perfect as possible. And then Susan High Country Australia is looking forward to the first level of monetization. YouTube changed the rules a couple of years ago now, I think it is, where it used to take 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And it's funny, those rules didn't even exist. They came in right after I started on YouTube, within like the first year. I think it was 8-9 months into YouTube. They changed the rules. It became harder to get monetized. And we said, it's okay, we're going to stick at it. We'll do it anyway. Oh, and then, yeah, so Matt and Mouse, that's an interesting question. No, when you have a membership on any channel, what happens is your membership continues on. So if over a year you're a member on a channel every other month, you still get the credit and the badge for being a 6-month member. So it's cumulative. That's the word I'm dancing around. Cumulative is the idea. But memberships come and go all the time. You know, here in Tuber Chat, I mention it often that Super Chats and memberships are not necessary. I do appreciate every, thing that everybody does for this channel. There's plenty of ways for everybody to support each other for free. And I know a lot of people are doing a lot of members-only content. We actually don't do any here. I don't intend to either. We'll see. I never want to use the word ever because, it's a long time. But right now, I have no intention of doing any. But YouTube's really pushing that kind of thing. So for anybody who's doing it, it's probably a great idea. And I certainly am a fan of the idea. And memberships come and go. So the reason why I mentioned that, I know that 99% of us have monetization on our minds. And rightfully so. YouTube is still the king when it comes to monetization. It's the platform that people can get monetized in a substantial way the quickest, as far as I can see. Right? There's other places, all the platforms are monetizing now. You can make money on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and all these other places. But YouTube seems to be the heaviest hitting, right? And it can turn into life-changing money pretty quick. I promise you, I know what it's like when $20, $50, $100 can actually be life-changing money. And so what I mentioned when I talk about the idea of memberships coming and going, I just don't want anybody to get too hung up on that. Nobody has an unlimited budget for YouTube memberships and things like that. People come and go all the time. They get a membership on your channel for a while, then they stop, they go get somebody else's. It's not because they don't like one creator more than the other or any of that stuff. It's just because nobody can go out there and get 1,000 memberships at $5 each, or whatever we want to call it. So as long as everybody is happy for each other, when you see that kind of thing happening, then you understand that the more we see of that kind of activity, super chats, memberships, all the other ways people can support each other monetarily, the more there is for everyone. As it grows on YouTube, it grows for everybody all together. And, 2-3 years from now, to be better than it is today, which is great to know, hopefully. So Magic Fabric Magician, good to see you here, my dear goodness. I'm going to fall behind in the chat here. The Nichols 13 dropped a super chat, and so did Mike's Adventure Sparks. Thank you for those. We will look at those channels right after OG Sean White. I'm going to start speeding things up in a quick second here. Mac Movement, I think I said hello. So Magic Fabric Magician is in the house. And I don't mean to miss anybody. New times, new beginnings. They're here with us just about every day. I certainly do appreciate that. And then Nichols Journey Extras. Oh, you got memberships on both channels. They might have picked up a gifted membership on at least one of those. Well, thank you for coming in with the second channel. So I'll hopefully remember to put that up. I've got it on the list. Nopers Plays, good to see you here. I caught them for a live stream again. I try to mix up my support for everybody as well. I usually have another monitor going. I always do, actually, with 3 other windows that are live streams and either a playlist or another live stream. Every time I leave the house, every time I go to sleep, every time I walk into the other room to eat dinner or anything else, I leave live streams running and all that. But now there's so many people live. Actually, I'm just going to show you something for a quick second here. Superchat is now at, let me look for a quick second here. Yeah, 6,700 subscribers, right? So thank you, everybody, for that, first of all. But when I look at my subscription page, this is what I do every day. When I wake up in the morning, when I come in from work, when I come in from any outing, grocery shopping, doing lawn, anything I'm doing, I go to my subscriptions page and then I start looking at who's live. And this is where I start picking streams, right? So West Plays Music is there. John the Reseller's fairly new. Don's channel's been with us a long time. Edna's Vlog, different from Edna's World. And then Blester Crochet is with us frequently. You recognize a lot of the channels I'm talking about, but look at how many people are live. And this isn't all of them. When I go into the list on the left-hand side here, usually you see a lot more. I don't know why my thing wants to freeze on me while I'm talking about it. But forgive me while I whine and complain. I don't know what I'm clicking here. But anyway, you get the idea. There's tons and tons and tons of channels. So what I try to do is mix things up. So if I haven't seen somebody in a while, I go see them. If we got somebody who I know is streaming every day, I might say, okay, I was just there yesterday. Let me support another couple of people. I'll go back to them on Wednesday or when I see them again. That kind of thing. As long as everybody is always doing as much as we can for everyone, everybody will be just fine. And then, my dear goodness, Tim Mitchell's gifting 10 memberships right now. He's done that kind of thing a million times before. Hundreds and hundreds of memberships, essentially, on this channel over time. And I really do appreciate the extra generous support. They got a couple of special things coming up. So we'll talk about those when his channel's up right after Mike's Adventure Sparks. And then he's dropping a super chat to knock out that stream boss as well. That's the video game life meter under my camera that you see, and it's a feature anybody can use. You don't have to pay for Streamlabs for that, I don't believe. But everybody can see the obvious benefit to it, but basically every Super Chat membership and highlighted milestone message, which are free, by the way, they all knock a little bit of life off of that stream boss. The last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure, and Tim Mitchell's held that position many times before. So, yeah, thank you. Oh, No Burst Plays. Yes, forgive me. I was going to miss the story there. No Burst Plays had a special story, by the way. They were live streaming and literally at 99 subscribers when I got in there. I didn't notice. I clicked the thumbs up. I gave them their share on Reddit. Y'all know I do that all the time. And then we were just talking in the chat, and somebody came in and said, I just subscribed. I hope that helps. And it's one of their regular viewers, right? Colin, I think it was, if I remember the name right. Anyway, so what I said to No Burst Place, I said, if you can get the 100, I'll give you 2 more subscriptions on my 2 other channels, right? I got many other accounts, but on our copyright-free music channel on my first one, because I wanted to make sure they know the feeling of getting that 100 themselves. I don't want somebody to get all the way to 97 and then I'm just going to push them over because we all want it so bad. No, let's forever after have the feeling. And it was kind of cool because I didn't say a word about that. I just said that I would top them up after they got the 100. And sure enough, they said, oh yeah, no, I'm going to write the name down because I want to remember who my 100th subscriber was. And they were really humble about it, because they were saying, hey, you know, I'm happy enough to have 10 subscribers from friends and family, let alone thinking I was going to get 100. And then thank you, Butler Family Farm. I wasn't expecting to stream yesterday, but the weather turned out great, and I took off and did one of those Niagara Falls streams yesterday. Crashed right into you again, so forgive me for missing you there. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So I know I've been talking a lot. I didn't mean to do this again, but we're going to get moving. I think I did miss recognizing Blonde Traveling Gypsy in the chat, and I didn't mean to do that. If You Seek Amy dropped a super chat as well, my dear goodness. Oh, you know, I hope everybody connects to all of our moderators as well, because as much as I might make this look easy at times, I'm just imagining that. I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for our moderators. That is certainly true. I'm sure a lot of people can see that. So forgive me, If You Seek Amy K was supposed to be up right before the Nichols 13. So I'll try to get these things in order. And I know I'm missing more activity here. We'll talk about the Ferrogram in a second. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I don't mean to miss especially all this extra generosity in the chat. While I do say it's absolutely unnecessary and very much appreciated, I absolutely mean that. But Blonde Traveling Gypsy dropped a handful of gifted memberships right after or right before Tim Mitchell. So we'll look at that channel. We'll try to keep these in order. And then Kiwi's Crochet Corner dropped another super chat as well. They've done that before, and forgive me for missing that. Thank goodness Scratch and PPA caught that, and that was right before If You Seek Amy K. So that was quite a while ago, but thank you. And that's exactly what I mean. See, Scratch and PPA caught that. I caught his his premiere today, the very last second I got in there, and he knows that's true too, because I didn't even switch to my other account. I would have missed it. Peaceful Des, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. There's Ace Flaw One. I talked about him earlier. He's been with me as long as Jeremy D-Day and Brown Girl Bella, which was the first channel that we looked at. My dear goodness, Blonde Traveling Gypsy, thank you so much for another 5 gifted memberships. Again, absolutely unnecessary. You know, there's a lot of generosity that comes through this channel. I will be eternally grateful for everything everybody does here. And I know I say it a million times, it's absolutely unnecessary. But I hope that what happens is everybody can, you know, feel inspired and be happy knowing this kind of generosity is out there. I see it everywhere we go. I try to spread a lot around as well myself, between different super chats and gifted memberships and things like this. Not all, but a lot, in my opinion. And as long as everybody does that kind of thing, I think everybody's going to be inspired and motivated. And then, Nopers Plays has got a bit of a full plate. So Just Jason Keto, I hope I said hello earlier. I thought I did. I'm up against a bit of a wall with something here because Cove Action, who we're going to go raid later, is supposed to come to Niagara on the Lake this weekend. I wasn't paying attention to the calendar. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. I'm unsure about what we're doing here. So they sent me a message earlier today. I got to sort that out. And then Holla. Yes. Yes. Happy 6 years. Thank you. And thank you, everybody. It really, everybody's going to say it's been a wild ride. It has, certainly. But I am going to be eternally grateful for what everybody's doing to keep this channel growing right now. All the shares, every moment everybody's here, all the kind words I know people say when we're not live streaming, when I catch everybody in other streams, and especially for the things I don't get to hear. Fairbrick Studio, good to see you in the house. And then we're going to start moving. So forgive me, it's just been an overwhelmingly busy beginning. So thank you, everybody. My goodness. And thank you, Blonde Traveling Gypsy, again. So we're going to start moving through channels. And the Feral Grandma gifted some memberships earlier today. She's done that a million times before. I refer to this creator as the Grill Master just because of one video I watched not too long ago. She does a bit of variety. I'd almost consider her within the homesteading family of channels because she brings us into the kitchen, but she brings us a lot of outdoor footage as well. She does some cooking and gives us a chance to get to know us. I use a lot of the terms and genres and categories pretty loosely here. When I talk about homesteading, we see a lot of similar characteristics in creators running similar types of channels, whether it's farming, ranching, gardening, fishing, hiking, camping, and other outdoor ideas, let's just say. But the Feral Grandma's got a little bit more, including some shorts here, one close to 1,000 views and one over 1,000 views now, which is great to see. And then some live streams as well. She tends to be on at least a couple of times a month. We always have notification bells on for everyone, so hopefully I'll catch you for the next one you're gonna do. And just for the sake of saying, anybody can reach out anytime. I am always interested in catching anybody's special live streams like anniversaries, monetization celebrations, birthdays, and everything else. But anybody can reach out anytime for any reason at all. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, and Twitter some of the time as well, even though someday I'm going to have to stop calling it Twitter. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Pardon me, I was going to say the Feral Grandma. Yes, the Feral Grandma says, no grilling tonight. It's time to open some tuna. I just ate one of those flavored tunas yesterday. I wonder if everybody's seen the cloverleaf tuna. I don't know if our American friends have that. I'm assuming that they do. But they infuse it with either olive oil or lemon and pepper and stuff like that, whatever. I like those sometimes. I eat tuna like right out of the can. I don't know if anybody saw the Social Network movie, the Facebook movie, where he's sitting there and he's just eating tuna right out of a can. I do that. Not often, but I do. I used to do it often. And then Susan High Country Australia has a birthday live stream in 2 hours. So I'm going to try to make it over there after Tuber Chat if you're still going to be on. If you're going to be on longer than an hour. Yeah, flavored tuna, Holla 6448. I don't have time for this, but I can't help myself. Let me see if I can show you these. These tunas. Oh, here. It almost looks like these. Look, wild salmon with sweet chili with lemon, pepper. I can't remember which one I ate the other day. I think it was dill and lemon or something like that. Here's the one with the olive oil, right? So I think they want you to spread it on crackers and put cheese on it and everything like that. I'm far less sophisticated than that when it comes to snack time. It's literally like wolf it down as fast as you can idea. So straight out of the can for me. And then Nopers Place. I want to buy your house. I probably won't. I don't know if I can. And then Simple Family Lifestyle is in the house. And Handyman Network, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Forgive me if that's a channel that we already know, and I think I know. I think they've been with us for years. And forgive me if I'm wrong. YouTube forced the handles on everybody a while ago, and they're still tripping me up all this time. And then, oh, thank you. Yeah, Resident Revsecutioner. Lots of people here will be interested to see a camper renovation project. I window shop for campers all the time. I am fascinated with that kind of thing. And yes, Hala's going to start up the ketchup list. OG Sean White is here. I mentioned this creator doing a lot of door dashing. That's how I know them best. But they're actually doing a few other things here. I think they're playing with the Suno music system. Lots of people are using that to make plenty of videos right now. I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to take one of these videos, put it in my ketchup list right now. It's just a fun name for a playlist that I have that we use to keep or get caught up with creators, or I do here. This creator's got all 4 seasons to show us. Obviously, some of the winter weather's done really well for them. 4,200, 8,700. One short video at 21,000 views. Very cool. Celebrating 500 subs by jumping in the snow. 21,000 on that. Is it still getting views? I wonder if that's a title hint there. And then this creator. So look at these live streams. Literally 2 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, 11 hours on one of these outdoor dashing. And I've caught them many times. So see, I caught them yesterday. And then they live streamed 3 more times. After I caught them yesterday, they did another one that same day for 2 more hours. So they did 7, 8 hours of streaming that day. And then it looks like 12 hours of streaming between yesterday and today already. My dear goodness. So OG Sean White is out there hustling. But I can tell you, I've caught them many times in these live streams. They are always grateful for their viewers, their contributions, the support that they get from everybody in any way. They share all of their numbers with us. They share all of their orders. They talk about gig work, and they've got other gig workers that come in as well. People doing Uber Eats and other Door Dashers and things like that, giving each other tips and tricks. So I think it's wonderful that so many people can find ways to make money in lots of different on lots of different platforms online, not necessarily having to have a traditional job, if we want to call it that, although I can see it's a lot of work. Even I've considered it. There's Covaction right there. Forgive me, I'm delaying answering your message because I've been saying today I didn't realize it's Mother's Day on Sunday. And so I'm hoping that I'm going to manipulate you into an idea of meeting up before lunch if we're able to do it at all. I got to find out, but I will respond to that. It's not that I'm ignoring it. That's Chuck and Lori from Syracuse, and Covaction has a live stream tonight that we're going to go into and raid. Cinco de Mayo themed travel live stream or travel talk. And then thank you, Nopers Place. And then yeah, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. A Simple Family Lifestyle, Anfield Road Layout, and the Law. Face the Aces here. And thank you. Yeah, Face the Ace came into the one. I was just walking around Niagara Falls. I live there. It's a wonderful, beautiful place to live. It's known as the honeymoon capital of the world. But I occasionally go outside and do live streams in that way. So hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, Covaction, I hate the idea of missing things. I was saying to Kristen while we were eating, she made homemade pizza again. But I was saying, a lot of things come down to what are you going to regret? You're going to regret the idea. I always live for tomorrow, and I promise you, all the regret I have in life is from missed opportunity. you know, thinking that tomorrow would be here, and then tomorrow either never gets there or it comes too fast and slaps you in the face. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, Kovaction. And then Eddie Garraza, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And 7 minutes with Cheryl. Good to have you back. Thank you for coming in as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with OG Sean White. I'm going to try to move faster. I know I keep saying that. Kiwi's Crochet Corner dropped a super chat earlier, and OG Sean White gifted 5 memberships, just like the Feral Grandma. So thank you both for the extra generosity. They've both done things like that before. Kiwi's Crochet Corner dropped a super chat. She's done that kind of thing many times before. I certainly do appreciate it, even though it is unnecessary. But let's have a look at what she's doing on her channel. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey, I got you on the wheel. I know it's easy to get very wrapped up for everybody in the chat in, you know, the things I talk about or what's happening on the screen. This is just the best idea we've had for what to do for 3 hours while everybody's connecting in the chat. The whole reason that this channel is called Tuber Chat, not Tuber Guy or Tuber Screen or Tuber Wheel or all the other different things we could have come up with, is because the best success is found here for everybody in the conversations that happen in the chat. This is where you meet creators. This is where you make friends with them. And the whole reason that I do this, the whole reason that we do this, is because we collectively understand that it's the friendships that drive the solid and strong foundation for your channel. Imagine if you could have 100 true friends on YouTube, and I'm not talking about subscribers. I'm talking about people who show up for you, people who care about your content regardless of your category or niche. You might even be turning people on to the idea of the type of content that you're making. I didn't know that lottery ticket scratching was a thing on YouTube until we started Tuber Chat. You know, I never would have imagined myself hanging out in knitting circles or watching people crochet or building Lego or doing diamond painting or all of the homesteading content that I watch now. But I enjoy so much of what I see because the people who are creating it are friends. I feel the connection with them when I watch the videos, and as our friendships flourish, I'm sure everybody here feels the same way. It's the number one thing everybody tells me is their favorite part about YouTube is the friendships that are made. So that's what we're focused on. The best success here doesn't come from me putting your channel on the screen or talking about it or even mentioning it. It doesn't make people go there. When I have Kiwi's Crochet Corner on the screen right now, I would be shocked if they got 3 subscribers in the time that I'm talking about it. That's, you know, it just doesn't work that way here where people get like a bunch of subscribers all at once. It comes from those individual conversations. When I talk about channels and things like that, sure, they might get 1 or 2, probably based on the stories I have to tell about these creators and my friendship with them, the things I've learned about them over whatever amount of time we want to say. And this creator, for instance, is at 2,200 subscribers now and monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships. When we get there, they let us know on the banner. Just a parrot who loves crochet, which is interesting to know. They've got a little bit more information on the About section here. They're posting videos fairly frequently lately, my dear goodness. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist we keep joking about. And that's, in my opinion, that's a great thumbnail. We'll have to see how that video does, but I just think it's eye-catching. Anything bright, vibrant, colorful like that, I think, you know, might do well. It's just a, you know, that's a guess more than anything. It has nothing to do with the algorithm or fundamentals or anything. I just think that that looks well done. 3,100, 3,500, 4,700 views on some of the shorts on this channel. And then live streams as well. And they had a birthday live stream a couple weeks ago, so forgive me for missing that. And like I said, it's, you know, I know not everybody can sit there and message you know, everybody that you want to come into your premieres or live streams. But if you have something coming up and you find a moment, then you're, you know, anybody can reach out anytime, and I will always try to be there, even if I got to sneak in from work at the very last second with the wrong account or anything like that. But I promise you, I will always do everything I can to support as many people as possible all the time. That continues today. I'm just as excited today, I think, as I was in the very beginning. It's hard to say now because it's 9 years later, but I feel like it. And if you listen to me talk for more than a minute, which is very easy to do, then you'll see that it seems that way. And then Keisha H, stay blessed. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Kiwi's Crochet Corner, thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary. Always appreciated, of course. Then If You Seek Amy K is coming up with a couple channels for the same reason. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. When we look at If You Seek Amy K, this creator is going to talk travel and particularly cruising on this channel, working on 1,100 subscribers right now, and you can see she's posting videos fairly frequently, pretty consistent at almost once a week. I'm just going to grab one of the latest videos. This will be interesting to see because I know a lot of our friends that travel, and especially that have either cruising channels or go on cruises as often as they can. Virgin doesn't seem to be as popular as I might have expected. However, I'm starting to see more of this content pop up, like Warm Strong Adventures recently took a Virgin cruise. So I'm curious myself to hear about this. So I put that into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about. And then there's shorts on the channel. These have gotten into 2,000, 2,100, 6,000 on one of these, which is great to see. And they're talking about saving some money there, which I'm always a fan of. And then they've got live streams. So they got one coming up tonight. So they'll be on at 7. If you're going to be on more than a couple of hours, then I'll be able to get in there. I got a couple of things. Cove Action is going to go live. We're going to raid into them. Michael's Adventures has a half-hour premiere right after Tuber Chat as well. But I'm just making a note for myself, so I know right after Tuber Chat to have a look at this, and I'll know who's on tonight. And then Michael Harper, thank you so much for the super chat and for his friend Eddie Garraza. So I'm going to get those channels onto the screen in a little while. Michael Harper's done that a million times before. I got one more channel to look at from Amy though. If You Seek Amy K, Amy Loses It is her other channel. She's got information on her about sections for both of these, but this is where she's talking about weight loss journey, and literally she's saying on the banner, can I lose the weight before I lose my mind? And we'll have to follow along and see. But this creator is doing well, posting frequently on this channel as well at pretty much one video a week. She's doing some members only content as well. We talked about this earlier, which is great. Like I said, YouTube's really pushing that as an idea. I'm a big fan of the idea of people using members only content on their channels to drive memberships and that kind of monetization. And then Amy Loses It is working on 1,800 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit closer to that milestone. She's got into 1,800 views on a couple of these shorts, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. She's doing these frequently, looks like once a week for live streams also, and she's got a furry friend as a co-star making a cameo appearance I can see in that rollover. So hopefully everybody will connect with If You Seek Amy K, Amy Loses It, and thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. She's done that kind of thing a million times before. We still got some channels to look at before we start spinning the wheel, but we'll get to it as quickly as we can. Right now, we're going to go on a break, though, and we are going to go for 3.5 minutes and then come right back. In the meantime, I'm going to play a clip from our interview series. I finally released the 6th episode a while ago. These are conversations with creators who are in the Tuber Chat community, have been with us for many years, and have all long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
Okay, what I want to do is inform first and foremost. Anytime you make any type of video, you want to inform. You want to tell people a story. You want to show people a story. And when you show and you tell that story, you want to tell how that story affected you. And you want to tell your results.
Okay.
Because seeing is believing. And people want to see what I'm talking about. See what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do. And basically, I'm going to make it into a mini series on all of the products I have tried and how they have affected me. So
wonderful. Yeah, that's going to be something else to look forward to, especially knowing that you're starting something new now with the experience that you've got. So this is a perfect opportunity for me then to bring you back to the beginning and say, what kind of change have you seen in yourself, in your channel, in your community and audience based on all the things you've done up to now?
When I first started, I was such a green thumb. I didn't know what I was doing. I was all over the place. I promise you, just making videos, rambling, and I look back at one of my first videos and was like, what in the world? You know, it was all kinds of bloopers and everything. And I wanted to be such a perfectionist at the beginning. But as I have walked on this journey, I realized people don't want perfectionists. People want real.
Yes.
So when I make a mistake in a video, I cannot leave it in there. I'll be like, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but y'all already know I got an old lady brain. Now, a lot of people who follow me realize that. They was like, Sylvia forgetting the heartbeat. And I will, because I'm so busy. And so y'all already know I got an old lady brain. So we're going to keep that right in there, because what you see is what you get when you visit me. So I've learned that's how I changed. I learned how to just roll with the flow, be genuine, be real, be factual.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to try new things. I try new stuff all the time. Sometimes it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it's a rock and roll. I did a short about 3 months ago. I think it's at 60,000 views right now.
Oh, goodness.
And I tried another one, that same genre, and it didn't work. That's all right. I'm gonna stay with it, because I think that it's a niche for me, but I just gotta work a little harder at it.
Right.
So don't be afraid to work hard. And if you get one no, people, remember, the next one will be a yes.
There you go. Yes. All right, we're just about back. Forgive me for anybody I missed in the chat. I see High Plains Camper has come in. I try to give the simple wave to everybody in the chat when we're in those breaks, as long as I'm still sitting beside the computer. Sometimes I get up, not always. The Nichols Journey is up on the screen right now. They dropped a super chat earlier, and I certainly do appreciate that extra generous support. They've got a couple of channels for us to look at. So the Nichols Journey, you know them in the chat as the Nichols 13, is going to bring spiritual inspiration. As we can see, they've got a bit of information on their about section. And then I'm going to take another piece of content here. So I'm going to take your garden video and I'm going to put this in that catch-up list. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Superchat is that over time I get to know the channels, and then over weeks and months by watching videos, hanging out in premieres and live streams, I get to know the content. And then, you know, like I keep saying, everybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter occasionally as well. The Nichols Journey has some shorts over here at 2,100, 3,200, 3,500 views on one of these, which is great to see. They're working on 900 subscribers right now, and they are also going to be live tonight. Did I not notice that Tuesday was so popular for live streams? I mean, I'm always on. If we're not streaming, then I'm, you know, jumping in and out of other people's live streams. But I must not have realized that Tuesdays was so popular. And then Eddie Garraza is fairly new to YouTube. That's great to know, but we're happy to have you here. And especially great to know that you've already had impact on Michael Harper. He's been a longtime friend, literally for years now. Sarah Prestwood's in the house, and JGP Jr. is here. And then the Nichols Journey, let's just have a look at their second channel, and then we'll try to move on quickly. I know I dragged out that beginning today, but we'll go as fast as we can. We've still got more than 2 hours to go. It's plenty of time to put plenty of channels on the screen. We'll get to spinning the wheel at some point fairly soon, I'm sure, and when we do, I will make sure we get to as many channels as possible. Like I said, Nichols Journey Extras. So this is another channel that they've got set up, and this is the place where their adventures get a little louder, a little messier, and a whole lot more fun. So they do some off-road rides on four-wheelers and side-by-side. I'll have to see what that is. Construction projects, some do-it-yourself videos, camping trips, campfire talks, lots of outdoor living. We have plenty of friends that will enjoy that, and some behind-the-scenes footage from the different things that they do, which will be great to see also. I'm just going to grab the latest video. They've got a fifth wheel, to show us, and then shorts on the channel as well, getting into 1,200, 1,400 views. Camping breakfast. I sure do love breakfast. When I was a really young lad, my parents had a trailer we used to take like to a park in the weekends and go for many years. And we started with one of those you have to remind me the name of it, but one of those fold out campers, right, where it's a trailer but it's got, you know, the doors fold out, but it had it had the one in the back as well, so the 3-bed thing. And I remember vaguely, the fact of like waking up always to the smell of the propane, you know, or what do they call it, the Coleman stove, where my dad would have the kettle boiling and the coffee was starting to be made. Not that I was drinking coffee that young, but you know what I mean. Johnny Small Pepper, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then the Stream Boss back-to-back. Yeah, it is, Tim Mitchell, absolutely. Actually, well, what happens, sorry, Tim Mitchell, let me clarify. What happens for the Stream Boss is every super chat and membership and highlighted milestone message knocks life off of the Stream Boss. So we'll talk about it a second so everybody knows how it works. You'll notice there's something there under the name, and it says HP, and then it's got a number beside it. The HP stands for hit points. It's just kind of a video game reference. That's just a built-in thing. But the fact is the points matter. I have the one here set to 1 American penny, approximately, equals 1 point. So 2,000 points in total is enough to knock the whole stream boss out. If, there was a $20 super chat, it should knock it all out at once. Highlighted milestone messages knock 499 points off. And memberships of any kind, whether it's one, whether it's gifts of 5 or 10, it doesn't matter, knock 499 points off. So it's kind of weird how that works. And I don't know if it will change over the years or anything like that, but it's a Streamlabs thing. When somebody is the stream boss and then they do more activity, it adds points to the stream boss, or it should. So what happens is, like, let's say there's a $5 super chat, it'll add 500 points instead of knocking it out. So that's a caveat for the person who is the stream boss. Like Tim Mitchell's the stream boss right now, and pardon me because my vision's not great. I'm just looking at it. I think it says it's got 600 points on it right now. So let's say a $6, contribution should be enough to knock it out. We have to be careful because it doesn't always work 100% of the time. It's an online service like everything, and if it glitches, we don't want to make promises that we can't keep. That's why I really don't talk about it too much. But it is a fun thing to have. Everybody can see the benefit. Now, the thing is, if Tim Mitchell, and I don't want to solicit it, I don't even want you to do it, actually, but if Tim Mitchell was to go and contribute another $6, it's not going to knock it out. It's just going to add those points, which almost feels unfair now that we think about it. I don't know how much I've talked about that before, but that's the way it works. So it's kind of a weird thing. And you could change the settings on that, but this is how I've had it set up since, like, basically the beginning for years now. Globies Travels, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Real for Life is here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I know Mona Did What is in the house. And then Sarah Prestwood might have news for us. I'm not sure. Kerosene, is that what it was? Yes. Those Coleman stoves where the red tank hangs off the side. I don't even know if they make them like that anymore. And then Blonde Traveling Gypsy, another 5 gifted memberships. My dear goodness. Absolutely unnecessary, again. And Real for Life just took over the stream boss there. I don't even know if they intended to do that, but thank you for the super chat. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Real for Life, we're going to have your channel up right after Michael Harper. We've got a bit of a list to go through here. Mike's Adventure Sparks is coming up next. Blonde Traveling Gypsy, and then Tim Mitchell's got a few channels for us to look at. But I'll get through all of this hopefully in a timely manner, and then I should make a video about that one day, at least about the way that it works here in Superchat, but, I've been barking up that tree for 6 years, so who knows, right? White gas, is that what they called it, Tim Mitchell? My dear goodness. I'm familiar with lighter fluid and, using an unreasonable amount of that at times. JC Calamity Jane, good to see you in the house. D-Lo Flo is also here. And then Nichols Journey Extras. So this is the Nichols 13 with a second channel, and these are live streams as well. So they did one a couple weeks ago. They're probably due for another one. But we got notification bells on for every single channel. That gives us the best chance of catching each other as often as possible. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And then Sarah Presswood, yeah, I'm interested to know what you have to share if it's time. And then, oh, that's great, Real for Life. That's wonderful to hear. Jody Genealogy is here, another longtime dear friend as well. That's Marketplace Boutique with a second channel. Although she's more active on this one as far as I can see. She's still doing content on both, but I see Jody Genealogy all over the place supporting people. My Quiet Corner Carol, good to see you in the house as well. My dear goodness, are we ever having like a record day? So thank you, everybody. And today, usually I don't go too nuts about the thumbs up. I just play those clips. But the thumbs up always help everybody. And on a day like today, where we just had a special edition live stream, our 6-year anniversary was on Saturday. What I have found over the years is that the very next stream seems to do well after a special occasion. I don't know if that's the case for everybody. It might be, because I push the special occasion so hard. Send an email out. I really don't send emails very often, just for special occasions and things like that. And then, heavy sharing on Twitter and Facebook and things like that, and kind of hyping people up for a couple weeks or whatever you want to call it. But the very next stream seems to do well. That happened after our 100th episode as well. The next stream got like 6,000 replays or something like that. I don't want to be inaccurate with that. You can go back and look, but it was kind of amazing. Today might be the same thing, so we might get 100 thumbs up. We can try, but I'll appreciate it from everybody if you want to help us try to do that. Mike's Adventure Sparks is up on the screen right now, and Mike's Adventure Sparks super chatted as well. I don't mean to miss anybody. I got Grant's Faithful GLP-1 Journey coming up soon as well. Mike's Adventure Sparks is working on 1,400 subscribers. Now, this is a creator I'm still getting to know. As you can see, they got a truck camper, which has me in full jealousy mode. It's funny because I window shop for these things. I have basically base model 2013 Ford F-150, but it's the 5.5 foot box. It's the shortest, smallest one, right? I do have the crew cab, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to put a truck camper on it. I'm probably better off with a travel trailer. I have this aspiration of possibly getting one day and then traveling through the United States to visit all of our YouTube friends. I'm just taking your latest video, though, from Minnesota here, doing some camping, and I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about, and then they've got some information on their About section. Everything from camping in their truck camper to taking the boat out a little bit. We got lots of friends that do a lot of fishing as well. I'm assuming you'll do some fishing. 2,800, 2,900 views on a couple of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. And hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. There's Exploradora 80 doing Go Live Together, I think, which is great. And yeah, hopefully everybody will connect with Mike's Adventure Sparks, and then I'll be looking forward to catching another live stream from you. It's been a month already, but we got notification bells on for everybody. Mike's Adventure Sparks. Oh, I didn't realize they dropped a super chat, and it was meant for Susan High Country, Australia. I don't know how he does it, but I'm going to tell you, I talk often about Scratch and PPA, usually every stream, because he's always here with us and for us. But Scratch and PPA is not only here in the chat all the time, but paying attention so much and engaging with everybody in the chat more than I could. But, this is what I mean. It's a perfect example of how I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way I'm doing them if it wasn't for the help of our moderators. We've got a core group that you usually see of approximately 10 that are in and out of here as often as they can be. Michael's Adventure, Scratch and PPA, Just Jason Keto, Kristen Welton, Jesse Journals and Unboxes. They're all here as often as they can be, sometimes for every stream or pretty close to it, right? And then there's many more that come around to, occasionally and this and that. But my dear goodness, I don't even know what Tuber Chat would look like if it wasn't for the help of these creators. And thank you, Scratch and PPA, because I would have missed that entirely. Now, I've got Rita Crystal Dragon Creations on the wheel. And we've got High Country Homestead coming up. This is Susan High Country, Australia. And it's their birthday today, so they're going to drop a live stream tonight. As a matter of fact, there it is right there. So I'm going to set the notification right now. I've got a note for myself right here beside me so that I can catch that right after Tuber Chat. We're going to be doing a few things. I can run at least 4 windows. So I'm going to have Cove Action in one, Michael's Adventures in another, Susan High Country Australia, If You Seek Amy K, and the Nick Girl's Journey. So I'll be doing 5 things at once for sure, almost for sure, as long as everybody's still on after 8 p.m. But my dear goodness, what a busy night. And then Sarah Presswood wants everybody to guess what sport they're playing every Monday night. I'll leave it to everybody in the chat to guess for that, and then you can clue me in. I'll use it as a cheating opportunity. And then thank you again, Mike's Adventure Sparks. That's a wonderful thing to have done for another creator. High Country Homestead's got quite a bit of information on their About section for what we can expect on the channel. I'm quite behind in your videos, but I'm just going to grab another one here, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. Looks like abandoned location exploration, if I'm not mistaken. We've got a few creators that do that kind of thing. More than a few. When we look at shorts on this channel, 5,700, 6,200, 8,300. Wow. Full of lots of animals and different kinds of, I want to say livestock, but you know what I mean. And then live streams on the channel as well. Looks like there's quite a bit of cooking over here, or baking as well, which is great to know. So hopefully everybody will connect with Susan High Country Australia. High Country Homestead's the name of the channel, and thank you again, Mike's Adventure Sparks, for that. I'm sure they're happy to have their channel featured. It's a wonderfully generous thing to have done. Down the road, Van Life, good to see you here. Mom of 3 boys is also in the house. And then Blonde Traveling Gypsy gifted a handful of memberships, a handful of times. So we're going to put them on the screen right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Galacticness plays Red Dead Redemption 2 almost every day. I catch them once or twice a week. Just a Cat, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then, Mona Did What is doing pierogies pizza, is that right? Is it pierogies and pizza, I'm assuming? Unless you've got something really fancy as some kind of a fusion there. And then, Tim Got the Sport, says Sarah Prestwood. I'm going to see if I can figure it. Oh, I didn't realize that Sarah Presswood was playing that sport. I'll put it in the chat right now. And Blonde Travel and Gypsy, thank you so much for the extra generous support. My dear goodness, they gifted 5 memberships, I think 3 times. Is that right? Yeah, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, my dear goodness. Absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated, of course. That is a lot of recipients that are going to be excited to have those memberships. We got a lot more to talk about with that kind of thing as well. Together We Travel, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I don't mean to miss anybody in the chat. Blonde Travel and Gypsy is working on 700 subscribers now, so hopefully we can push them a little bit farther. Look at this, right? I was just talking about one of those Coleman stoves. They've got a different kind of thing here, doing some more camping breakfast. My dear goodness. Actually, Kristen Welton and I have a family fair getting together where we're going to go and rent one of those resort cottages. Not like a private cottage where it's all by itself, but a resort cottage for a weekend with family. Kind of a milestone for 3 different birthdays in the family, including hers. In about a month, so we're thinking about whether we'll do videos or stream or anything like that. But I keep saying the one thing that I'm looking forward to more than anything else is breakfast, because I'm hoping, I'm lucky enough to have a family that can get together, and we like to do that and this and that, but there could be anywhere between 8 or 9 of us at a time, and I love the idea of having everybody together and just doing up a monster breakfast with the whole 9 yards: eggs, bacon, sausage, pancakes, hash browns, or whatever we're gonna think of, and who knows what else. So Blonde Travel and Gypsy, I'm going to look forward to, actually, I'm going to watch that video. I'm going to watch your first breakfast at camp video. And I'm just going to put that into that playlist I keep talking about. Now, Blonde Travel and Gypsy is actually still a channel I'm getting to know. They've just been with us, I think, a few months now. It could be a little bit longer than I think. And forgive me if I'm wrong about that. They got shorts over here at 3,800. 5,500 and 7,700 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. So I managed to catch a stream 3 weeks ago. I caught a stream recently again. So maybe it's not even as long as I thought. I was thinking it was a little bit longer, but maybe I make mistakes like that all the time. So forgive me for that. It's not that I'm not paying attention. I just confuse myself. I can't remember how long every single channel's been with Superchat. There's 6,700 of us now, so I'll use that as an excuse. But the reason why I mention it so often about channels that have been with us for many months or many years is just so that everybody here, especially people who are sort of newer to what we're doing, can understand you are literally meeting people who will be supporting you months and even years into the future. So hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these live streams. They seem to be on these pretty frequently. They were doing them daily for a few days there. And thank you, my dear goodness, for all these gifted memberships. Really overwhelming today, and I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. I know all of the recipients will be happy to have those. And forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I think Blonde Traveling Gypsy did that 3 times. I'm looking back. I got a little bit of a list there. It's not always accurate, though. Not everything comes through, so forgive me if I'm wrong about that. I say that a million times in a stream, eh? Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. And at least I do say I could be wrong. 2 Pineapples laughs at me for that. He's like, yeah, that's classic thing for Kevin to say is I could be wrong. You know, I've been corrected many times. Of course, I think I'm right. I have something here that says that I am. It says, Mr. Always Right. Kristen got that for me. Very suitable, I must say, except that I'm wrong some of the time. Tim Mitchell, good to see you in the house. And this creator's unbelievably supportive as well, has been ever since finding the Tuber Chat family many months ago. He's got 3 channels for us to look at. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then Tim Mitchell's up on the screen right now. This creator actually produces videos for 2 other channels that I know of. Videos and live streams. Actually 4 cam setups in a multicam live stream format, actually. And then what we're going to look at here is his personal channel. He's working on 500 subscribers already. I believe they're in Seattle. And Tim Mitchell and Chef Civi are together with these channels, and they actually have a video talking about that story and how it began. I always like stories like that. So I'll point it out to everybody when we get to the next channel. When we look at Tim Mitchell's channel here, he's bringing us some outdoor footage to get started with and some shorts that include a lot of dash cam footage as well. 1,600 views, 1,900 views on a couple of these. And then live streams on the channel as well. So he's typically live every Tuesday. And then only occasionally lately am I able to catch these. I've caught a couple. I used to catch them fairly frequently, but lately it's been only if I have a early afternoon and he has a late afternoon kind of thing. But I'll be looking forward to the next time I catch him. He's always on the road. And then he does a great job of keeping up with the chat while he's doing what he's doing there, though. And then when we look at the next couple of channels, we're going to see Chef Civi. And they've got quite a few very special things coming up. And then Create and Relate is talking about swapping playlists. Anybody can do that, of course. And they're dropping a super chat again. They've done that a million times. You're going to come up right after Rio for Life. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. We've got still a little bit of a list. We've got Grant's Faithful, GLP1 Journey, Eddie Garraza, Michael Harper, and then the next 2 channels as well. And then, so when we look at what Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official is doing, this is Chef Civi, and she is going to take us through the kitchen to make some really interesting meals and dishes, as you would expect. But she's also going to help us navigate the kitchen and understand some of the bakeware, the cookware, the appliances. She does product reviews. And then if we dig back on the channel about 9 months, you're going to find this video that literally says, you asked, so here's our story. And this is the story of Chef Sivvy and Tim Mitchell. Like I said, I always like stories like that. Anything heartwarming and things like that, I like to see. So that's a great video for anybody to watch to get an introduction to them as well. So I'm just going to grab this latest video. I'm going to put this one into my catch-up list. Oh, forgive me. Actually, I'm saying I'm putting it in my catch-up list. It's already there. So forgive me, because usually I get through that catch-up list that I keep talking about before the next stream. And I will use the excuse. I've had a couple of like monster days. The whole reason I went out for a walk yesterday is because I felt like I needed it. You know, everything's not always rainbows and cotton candy and all the different things, unicorns and every other thing, even though it seems like it, right? And so I didn't actually leave myself enough time. And then today I got in from work a little bit later than I thought, and I didn't give myself enough time to get through that. I don't want to rush, right? Because I want to try to watch as many videos as I can. I run a lot of videos. I'm sure everybody figures that. But I try to watch a lot as well. There's a trick to it. So what I often do, I'll just show you my catch-up list, and we'll come back to this channel in a second here. When I go to my playlist and I go to that catch-up list we're talking about, this one I just got to rerun because I wrecked a red line on it again. But you'll notice that except for Scratch and Pete's video that's sitting there for a reason, what I do is I order the videos from the shortest to the longest. So you see all these 2, 3, 4, 6 minute videos are all at the beginning. So when I go and run my playlist or watch my playlist, I got Have Fun in Nature, We Will Make It Pop, Izzy Pop, JD Night 7, High Plains Camper, Living It with Sandra James. These are videos I still have to go through, but I want to watch them. I can watch like 20 videos in an hour because I'm watching all the 3, 4, and 5 minute ones at the beginning of the playlist. And then things, so I've got a bunch of videos that have been added today. But up until then, this one here, the Groves Bargain Emporium stuff, this is a replay for a live stream. I'm just going to run it for them for 3 hours. Van Lot, a 46-minute video, goes beside Sarah Prestwood with a 42-minute video. So if I run out of time, everybody still gets their watch time. But, you know, we only have a certain amount of time we can watch videos and playlists and stuff like that. But you can do this on a computer or on a phone. You just reorder the videos. You literally just grab them and drag them up and down the list, whether you're on a browser or on your YouTube app, let's say. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I'm talking a lot again. When we look at Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official, we see that this creator has a theme in some of the thumbnails, the banner. You're going to see that throughout the channel, including in the shorts here, where they've got the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. And the live streams are where that really comes alive. But they've got some shorts here at 1,400, 1,500, one at 2,600 views now. Live streams are typically where they feature that Mystery Wheel of Misfortune every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Occasionally they do something different. I'll talk about those things in a quick second here. But basically you see that live stream is set up already for a couple of weeks from now. I'm assuming you're still doing one this week. Or actually that's on the 17th. I don't know if that's a Sunday. Somebody here can tell me if you are able to count the days better than me. And then when we look at what they're doing though, the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune allows the audience in the chat to contribute ingredients. Chef Sivvy's going to spin. You know, we love colorful wheels here. And then whatever comes up, she's going to be all but forced to make. So it works out to some works into some very interesting combinations. There it is right there. Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. And they're doing a few different things now as well. So lately they've been collaborating with a couple of other creators. Butler Family Farm in the chat right there. And then Devil Dog is another channel that we know, a mutual friend of a lot of creators. These creators all get together and they make sugar-free dishes, usually desserts lately. They've been doing key lime pie and molten lava lava cake, and now they're going to do sugar-free cinnamon rolls, things that I wouldn't have expected could even be sugar-free, but that'll be interesting to notice. And they've already got that set up. So you notice I got notifications on for those, even though we have the notification bell on for the channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And then I'm going to get to off topic squirrel. And when we look at this channel, this is a complimentary channel for Chef Civi. And sometimes she's going to be in the kitchen again, but they've got another series that's expected to continue here. Otherwise, it's behind the scenes. Look at Chef Civi, let's say, and stories to be told, possibly from things that have happened recently, possibly stories from a while back. 1,200 and 1,500 views on a couple of these shorts videos, and then live streams on the channel as well. Now this is where they play Cards Against Humanity. They do this as a live stream with their multicam setup again, but the audience is able to contribute answers in the chat, and we all know how wild Cards Against Humanity can get. I've played that game in real life more than a couple of times, actually. So hopefully everybody will connect with Tim Mitchell, Chef Civi on Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official, and the unofficial official Off Topic Squirrel. And thank you again, Tim Mitchell. He gifted 10 memberships earlier and dropped a super chat to take over that stream boss position temporarily. I certainly do appreciate all the extra generous support. He does that kind of thing all the time, not just here. I see him spreading the love all over the place, which is great to know. An extremely generous couple of creators, not to mention loyal and dedicated supporters. So I hope everybody will connect with them. And then Grant's faithful GLP1 Journey came in and dropped a super chat again, which he's done many times. We're going to look at his channel right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then, pardon me, when we look at the chat, I see that Matt and Mouse talking to Just Jason Keto. So he mentions the idea of something that we've talked about many times, breathing new life into older videos. They don't have to be what you would consider to be evergreen, like traditionally. Let's say a recipe is an evergreen video, or you know, you could do things that are seasonal. Jason has a Weber barbecue. Every time he does a video about that barbecue, it does well. Doesn't matter if it's a short or a video or a review or anything like that. So you can breathe new life into almost any video. I do it all the time with community posts. So forgive me, Grant's faithful GLP1 Journey. I'm going to come back to your channel in a second because I'll just show everybody an example of what we're talking about. Now, I've been using either ChatGPT or Claude to help out with these things. And I just want to show you the community page for a quick second here. When you see what I've been doing, with the exception of the occasional live stream, so every day I'm dropping a paragraph, which is obviously like AI assisted, dare I say, and then a video on the community page. And I promise you, community posts get more activity than everybody seems to think that they do. People don't click on the post and then on the video like they do on Facebook or Reddit or other places. On YouTube, people just click right on the video. So the analytics are kind of skewed over there, right? It doesn't seem like we get a lot of views, but I promise you, sharing on the community page for other people is the #1 thing I'm thanked for as the host of Tuberchat. I'll show you that community page in a second. But you see what I've been doing. So 7 days ago, 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 4 days ago, always something, almost always from my own channel, but another video to breathe new life into them. And I promise you, the channel just keeps chugging along because of that, regardless of how much content I do. And really it started as an excuse because I haven't been posting content. When we look at the Tuberchat community page, most of the posts here are for other creators, and then we just post our live streams when they come up. Once, if I do a live stream, I'll post it on here for myself, but it's almost always for other creators. You see what I mean? There's Brown Girl Bella right there. So it's not just members, not just super chatters, not just moderators. I mix the love between everybody. I have a system where I keep statistics based on how active everybody's been here. And then, yes, breathing new life into older videos. We talk about a couple of different tricks. You can change the thumbnails many times as you want. You can do the A/B testing and put 3 thumbnails, 3 titles on every video. I recommend that. You can change them up. You can change the description. You can change the tags as often as you want. Jesse Journals and Unboxes is in the house as well. And then, so here's the thing, Covaction, the community page, let me just go back to this because I just want to hit the point home. Let me just show you, I'll show you the Tuberchat one. Tuberchat has 6,700 subscribers now, right? And thank you everybody for that, by the way. But when you look at the community posts, the number one thing for 6 years that people have been thanking me for is sharing their videos on the community page. Look at this one here. Sally D's Reality, 1 like. Alec Marcus Glasgow, 1 like. Scratch and Pete PA, 6 likes, but that's Scratch and Pete, right? Jennifer Hayes, 2 likes. Jeremy D-Day, 3 likes. Cruz Bolero, 4 likes. So we're talking single-digit numbers here on the likes, right? And that's just because it's probably other creators, probably other, Tuberchat family members and things like that that are seeing these and know to click the like button. But the average viewer doesn't know. They just see like, oh, there's this video about driving and chatting, or like, oh, there's this, video about fire in the forest. Let me see what this drone footage is, right? But they just click right on it. And when they do, they go right into the video, not onto the post. So again, I'm saying this for everybody's benefit, right? Just to clarify, when you do this on Facebook or when you do this on Reddit, you typically click onto a post and then you decide whether you want to watch the video. On YouTube, it's different. You go right in. So it looks like we get no activity, but I promise you that we get more than I think everybody thinks that we do. It has been my secret weapon for the last year. It's the only reason my personal channel is doing as well as it is. The videos are still growing. The subscribers don't grow unless I post content, but the views continue, and the videos are getting more and more views over time. Crafty Witch 232 and the Stock Explorer are both in the house. I'm just going to get them both on the wheel. We haven't got around to spinning yet. And forgive me because I get so passionate about this stuff, as you can tell. Crafty Witch 232, we're going to get onto the wheel also. And we're talking about Grant's Faithful GLP-1 journey. So I know this is a popular subject. I have a lot to learn when it comes to peptides and, the GLP-1 idea that seems to have become more popular. I don't know if that's just because we're starting to see this in the Tuberchat family, so it appears to me that it's becoming more popular, almost like an Ozempic kind of thing. And I don't mean that they're related. I just mean the idea that you remember when there was no such thing as Ozempic, and then all of a sudden everybody heard about it. It almost had its like ChatGPT moment. It was something else, right? So GLP-1 is something that I'm starting to see more and more from YouTube creators, but like I said, I've still got a ton to learn. I really don't know anything about it yet that I can speak of. So when we look at the About section here, they give us an opportunity to see what they expect to bring us. What I've seen from Grant more than anything is either a couple of live streams or some workout videos as well. So great to see creators taking health so seriously. And then when we look at shorts, 1,500, 1,600 views, which is great to see. Live streams on the channel as well. And it's been a couple weeks since I caught you for a live stream. Looks like I caught a couple in a row there. And hopefully I'll catch you for another one soon. I've been in a few of these, and they seem to be doing them very frequently, several times a week. So we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of catching as many as possible. And then Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey. Thank you for another super chat. He's done that a million times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated always. And if you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And to be honest with you, I always get excited, Covaction. I mean, now with Tuber Chat, we're literally on 937 of these. So, I can't quite say that I'm as excited as I was in the first 100. It's just in a different way because you become used to it. You know what I mean? But I am absolutely excited. You notice I try to be on time. I've got this whole speech one day I plan to give about how we've always got to try to be on time because people show up for our channels. Nobody needs me to say this, but you know, it takes so much work to get people to show up, and they show up for us. You know, so I used to, in my young life, be somebody who was late for everything all the time. And actually, I'll tell you how people can change other people's behaviors. One day, I showed up to one of our family get-togethers. I can't remember whose birthday it must have been. And I walked in, and my sister came with my nephew and my niece. And this is many years ago, but they showed up a little bit later than they usually do. We try to get together mid-afternoon or early afternoon, so we have many hours to spend together. And I can't remember what time they showed up. We'll call it 4 or 5 o'clock, whatever. And I said, hey, you guys are late. My niece looked at me. She goes, you're late all the time, right? And I think it was that moment that kind of changed my attitude. And I don't think I've been late for anything since. If I'm gonna be late, I call. Like, I am always 15 minutes early for everything. And you notice on Tuber Chat, 99% of the streams, I'm on time. Because I just want to show everybody that I appreciate the fact that everybody has shown up. People plan for these things. People rearrange their life around our live streams or the things we're coming up with. Right? So in my opinion, we have to do everything that we can to make people feel appreciated, because I promise you, the one thing I fear most is that the people who I do appreciate won't feel as appreciated as I wish that they would, because maybe I don't do enough. That's what I think about all the time. And just showing up, just being on time is easy. I have so many friends on YouTube outside of the Tuber Chat family that are late for their streams all the time, and I just don't know how it isn't a natural thing. Now, we all have to do what we have to do. There's technical difficulties. Sometimes we can't show up. Several streams lately I've been late by a minute or 2 or 3, let's just say, but I try always not to be late, especially not by 5, 10, 15 minutes, let's just say. And then forgive me, the Nichols 13, thank you very much. Scratch and Pete PA, I don't know how I'm missing these things. My Quiet Corner dropped 5 gifted memberships. My dear goodness, how did I not catch mentioning that? Yeah, my goodness. Forgive me. I talk so much that I miss so much that goes on in the chat. Forgive me for these. My Quiet Corner gifted 5 memberships earlier, and then Rita Crystal Dragon Creations, she super chatted a million times before, and she did the same thing recently. So forgive me for those. I'm going to get those channels up right before Real for Life and Create and Relate, and I'm going to try to move it now. I know I keep talking so much. I can't seem to help myself from being so truly passionate about this stuff, but I really wish for everybody to get what they want out of YouTube. You know, life is finite, so we literally have to move it kind of thing. Eddie Garraza has been promoted by Michael Harper. He dropped a super chat so that we would look at this channel. And hi, Hot Damn Elaine's Crafting. Thank you for being here. Forgive me. I know I didn't say hello when you first came in. I know you've been here for quite a few minutes now. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody. When we look at Eddie Garraza, this is a brand new channel. Though I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. I'll show everybody a very quick trick, because what I'm going to do is take their latest basketball video. I'm just going to put it on pause here because I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. I'll give you the thumbs up though. I'm going to go into my URL here in the browser, and I'm going to change the word shorts to the word watch. And magically, this video is going to transform. It's still in its original format. This one is square. Most are vertical, but you know what I mean. And then it's got all the same controls we're used to, so I can easily now add this into my watch later list. And then I'll make sure when I go through this channel that I'll go through another couple of videos. But what I typically do is not watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. But we know that this is a friend of Michael Harper. And, you know, it comes down to any friend of this person is a friend of that person, a friend of ours, and you know what I mean. So I'll be looking forward to connecting with you. They got 13 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the first 100. We know how exciting and important that milestone is for everyone. And then I will watch that video. I will leave a meaningful, genuine comment. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on when I go through that watch later list. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then Michael Harper dropped that super chat, so thank you for that. A very generous thing to have done, especially for a friend. When we look at Judgment Day Mike Harper, this creator is quite a wrestling fan. You'll find that right away, but they actually bring us a lot of different movie reviews on this channel. They've got quite a few classics. Captain Phillips, I always like. I'm the captain now. And then I've seen other classics from this creator, but they've got more for me to show you on another channel. I'm just going to take your latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. And then they've got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 2,000, 2,200 views, and then live streams. And I caught them a few weeks ago. They just did one a few days ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these soon enough. But Michael W. Harper is a second channel from this creator where we can get to know the creator a little bit better. Here they typically review DVDs and Blu-rays. Could be movies, could be television shows, and then they take us outdoors. They give us a chance to get to know the creator behind the channel. They got shorts over here as well. It's 785 views on one, but over 1,000 on another one, which is great to see. I think that's a new one too. And then a few live streams. These are more like an experiment, but we'll see if they're going to bring those back. They got 113 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 200. We know that they're thinking about. And then Real for Life, I think I said was going to come up right after My Quiet Corner and Rita Crystal Dragon Creations. So what we're going to do right now, though, is take a break for another 3.5 minutes. Right before we do, I'm going to play another clip from that interview series. These are very informative videos on the Superchat channel now. The conversations are anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. But the creators talk about their experiences with their channels, their friendship with us, what they're going through in the Superchat family, and with their own channel's growth, including passing 10,000 subscribers. When we talk about your channel and what you bring on YouTube, you're very forthcoming, you and Sarah both, about the idea that you want to share your life with everybody, which you do. Now, from what we've known each other quite some time now, I think it's getting on a couple of years. Forgive me if it's not longer than that, Rob. But what I see is authenticity in your true willingness to share. My imagination tells me that the magic on your channel is that people who are thinking the way that you do find your content and it just clicks with them because they're like, yes, exactly. And that introduction video that you've got featured on the front page today is a perfect example. But I really want to know what you think because I can have my impression looking through a screen at your content, but where do you think the magic comes in your channel?
We try to keep it as simple as possible. If you see some of our earlier videos, we had an intro, and we noticed we call it a hockey stick effect.
Okay.
Where the videos go like this and they flatline.
Yes.
So we actually did away with any intros. I might talk for a couple seconds, but then it goes right into the video. And I think that's part of what's been helping, because I started right around the time that the channel really took off. And it seems to help a lot. Trying to add fluff, I don't want to do that. I want to see what's going on. You know, occasionally I might throw in a nice photo or a quick clip, but I don't focus. I want people to see exactly how we're doing it, how we're living, what we're doing, and how we're doing it. Because if I add fluff, you know, to me it's kind of taking it away.
Yes.
You know, I want to see, you know, the authenticity of what we're doing here, and not try to either over dramatize it or over simplify it. Yeah. Because there's nothing simple about being out here.
It doesn't seem like it, no.
And to dramatize it is just silly. Yeah. Because it's not real drama. I don't want nothing to do with it. You know, I want it to be real. I want it to be how Sarah and I are. And how you see us interact in our videos is how we interact together and off camera.
It seems that way. It really does. I think you both have, you know, we use the word charisma. It's not quite the right word, but you know what I mean. And I think people can get your authenticity. When you talk about the idea of intros, that's a great tip. I know a lot of our friends won't like to hear it, but when you take the intros out of your videos or cut them very, very short, videos might do better. I've had the same success myself. Everything doubled, tripled, and quadrupled the second I took them off. Rob, another fellow Canadian cruising on the high seas and travel, is in the house. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, there is a lot of interesting things going on in the world when it comes to shakeups with jobs and things like that. I can tell everybody this. In every other waking hour, if I'm not doing YouTube, if I'm not doing something with family, if I'm not at my full-time gig, it's spent learning, working on AI to understand how those platforms work, the things that are able to be accomplished. And my personal opinion about it is that we don't have to be afraid that you know AI is going to take everybody's job. There will be shakeups for a long time, as there is with any major transition, and AI is really coming on strong, but it can't be 100% done easily. You might see YouTube videos of like, you know, I'm making $30,000 a month using only AI. I don't believe any of that at all, because I promise you I got my hands on it. I'll always be 100% honest. I think you can get things working up to like 90 to almost 95%. It takes a lot of work, a lot of know-how, and a lot of patience, and good ideas too. But it can make everybody more efficient. They're going to need more and more people who know how to do this stuff. So there's opportunity there as well. I know it's not quite related to what Rob's saying, but when we see these shakeups with job losses and, you know, industries changing, they said the same thing about machines 100 years ago or 150 years ago. They said the same thing about computers 50, 60, 70 years ago. And, you know, now we have more computers than ever. You know, they said the same thing about paper. Nobody's going to need paper anymore because of computers. And I don't know a household that doesn't have more than one printer now, if you can imagine that, right? I don't even know if anybody prints anything anymore. I do. I usually print a couple things a week as a minimum. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And again, it's all just opinion. Yeah, every second buried in AI. I switched from ChatGPT to Claude. I'm actually using Claude Code with a terminal and this and that. Twisted Read Horror. Not that it matters. You can use these things in different ways, whatever you're comfortable with. But I'm curious to see how they all work, right? Jason P. Sauce Boss. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for being here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times. D-Lo Flow Show is having pizza for dinner. We actually had homemade pizza. Kristen did something interesting today. She made homemade spaghetti with homemade meat sauce yesterday, and then used that meat sauce to make the homemade pizza today, which is kind of cool. Actually, yeah, I would print a lot more. Yeah, I used to print a little bit like frequently. What I always do, I try to plan out the Superchat calendar, and then I leave it on my desk. You can't see it because of my green screen thing in the camera there, but it's on a piece of paper here. I use a website called worksheetworks.com that gives you free PDFs of calendars if you just need to print something and scribble all over it. I'll type it in the chat for everybody. My Quiet Corner, thank you for the gifted memberships. Forgive me, I missed those earlier. I'm not sure if I caught it when it happened, but Scratch and PPA, luckily, is on the case like always and managed to make sure we didn't miss that. I'm going to be eternally grateful for everything that he does. You know, I am already, but I'm going to be eternally grateful for everything he's done for everyone. I have a feeling this channel would fall apart if it wasn't for what he's doing, because I would miss so much. When we look at My Quiet Corner, so Carol has 962 subscribers. This is a channel I've got to get to know, but I'm just going to grab one of your older videos here, 15-minute one, and I'm going to have a look at that. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I use to keep her get caught up with creators. This channel has got a bit of information on the About section as well. So they've got a few different kinds of things: painting, weaving, hand carving, pardon me, wood and leather. My goodness, I'm choking on nothing over here. And then there's lots more there for everybody to read. They got shorts over here, and these have moved already into 2,600, 3,100 views. Oh, ice fishing. I wondered. I thought that was snow or ice. And then live streams on the channel as well. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. I caught you a couple weeks ago, and it looks like a couple of months before that, but hopefully I'll catch you for another one again soon. And it looks like they're doing a few different things actually while they're live streaming. So hopefully everybody will help push this channel. They're officially on the road towards 1,000 subscribers. And then hunting and stuff with J&J. Good to see you in the house. And then thank you, My Quiet Corner. Yeah, I took off to make dinner for a little while. But I certainly appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I don't expect everybody to be here really at all, but certainly not for 3 hours every time we stream, and certainly not every day. I really do appreciate every moment, especially because we don't have a schedule, right? I move these streams around. It's almost impossible to plan for, except for within a few days. I posted the next few streams again. I try to stay on top of that so everybody can plan if they need to. But My Quiet Corner, thank you again. Those gifted memberships, I'm sure the recipients are going to be happy to have those. Blonde Travel and Gypsy did the same thing. And my dear goodness, oh, we looked at this channel, forgive me. I wanted to make sure we didn't miss it. And thank you both again for the gifted memberships today. I know the recipients will be happy to have them, but I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Now, Real for Life Kim D is coming up as well. This creator dropped a super chat earlier and knocked out the Stream Boss. They're still holding the Stream Boss position right now. That's that video game life meter I keep talking about under my camera. And Real for Life Kim D, we're going to talk about in a second. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. I think if I remember right, when Susan High Country Australia started coming into the Tuber Chat family, it's just under a year ago now, if I'm getting that correct, and please forgive me if I'm wrong. I appreciate everybody's patience. But she came in and she was like, "Hi, Kevin, it's Susan from Australia." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, she's been with us for years." Because we have a channel in the Tuber Chat family called Susan from Australia. And I was getting confused between the two of them. And it took, I think, even 2 different streams for me to finally figure out. I'm not sure if Pete caught on to it and let me know, or if I figured it out. I think somebody had to remind me or point it out and say, "No, Kevin, it's 2 different channels." It's just that one of them is named Susan from Australia and the other one has a creator called Susan who is from Australia. But thank you, My Quiet Corner Carol, and Real for Life Kim D is up on the screen right now. This creator living her best life, sharing their experiences. They've got 418 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 500 we know they're thinking about. It's an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. And then when we see what they're doing on the channel, a few different things. So they've got a music video lately, and then this one I must have run. When we look at what they're doing through their channel, they've got quite a few different things here. I'm interested about that app as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to oh, Rock It Out. There we go. We're learning something about Rio, so Rock It Out for life. There you go. I'm going to have to learn more about this channel through the videos, but let's go through the shorts and see 1,800, 1,900, 2,400 views. They've got all 4 seasons to show us. So is Hibbing, Minnesota? Is that correct? Forgive me, I'm in Canada. I think I know all the state abbreviations, but I could get one wrong. Occasionally, but I think that's Minnesota. And then live streams as well. So this creator's been live quite a bit. They seem to be doing live streams every couple of weeks, sometimes more frequently. Hopefully I'll catch you for one. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. We never know how YouTube's going to shuffle these things around in the algorithm. Why do I catch some creators every day and some creators only every few months? And then Real for Life Kim D, thank you again for the super chat though. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. And as you can see, they're still hanging on to the Stream Boss position, which is great to see. It's a fun little feature, but let somebody get some extra exposure for a while. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Crystal Dragon, House of Creations, Rita. This is a longtime friend as well. She also dropped a super chat, so I know we're getting through these channels right now. It's been an overwhelming day, and I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. I'm gonna have to try to remember this, and the next time we do a special edition live stream, it's going to be our 1000th episode, so we know the episode right after that is going to be out of control as well. I hope everybody will join us for those. They'll be about 6 months from now, I think, or maybe 5 months. Crystal Dragon, House of Creations, Rita is going to show us a lot of different interesting ideas when it comes to creating in what I want to say. I'm not sure if you consider quilting part of the fiber arts or fiber crafts. So forgive me if I'm wrong about that. But when she talks about quilting, this creator is going to show us that it's not always simple patterns. Actually, this is a perfect rollover right here. You see this thing she's got here showing us different patterns right there. That's what I notice about her channel more than anything else, is the variety in different patterns. And she hangs a lot of things up right beside where she sits with her camera. You'll see that probably in the live streams here. We'll look at those first. I caught her for one of these a month ago. Hopefully you'll do, if you got more, I'd love to know, planning to come up, if that makes any sense. If you're planning more live streams that you have coming up, then I would love to know so I can let everybody know and we can catch you. 1,000 views, 1,200 views as well. And then videos on the channel are fairly frequent. Yeah, she's posting several times a week, which is great to see. But you get an idea of all the different kinds of things that she's putting together, especially in quilting. But some unique patterns here, right? It's not always squares, it's not always triangles, is kind of the idea. Vibrant, colorful things from all of our friends who are quilting. And then Crystal Dragon, House of Creations, Rita has been a long time friend. She's been with us at least a couple years now, but I think it's got to be 3 years. I think it might be even be longer. And forgive me if I'm wrong, because I make mistakes about that all the time. But I do appreciate everybody's patience, of course. I like to mention it because I just want everybody to feel inspired, knowing that they're literally meeting friends here that are going to be with them for years. And then Create and Relate dropped a super chat as well. So thank you, Rita. Thank you, Rita, Crystal Dragon Creations, and Create and Relate for the super chats. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. As I keep saying, it's absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. I will, as promised, get a couple of names onto our wheel from our chat list in another moment. Any more breaks that we take today are going to be quick, 3.5 minutes, and then we're right back. We won't do it right now, but probably 5 minutes or so. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And yeah, Twisted Read Horror, thank you. It's there's a lot more to this though than it seems. You know, I'm sure I make it look easy, you know, and this and that. Dare I say that people might think like, oh, this guy's probably a natural. I used to work in radio. I've got lots of microphone experience and stuff, so talking is no problem for me. I am quite the chatterbox, it seems. But when it comes to the idea of the structure of these live streams, making people don't get missed or forgotten, I have no choice but to rely on the moderators for this. I promise you these streams wouldn't be what they are if it wasn't for their help. They all care very deeply. You know, you can see that both in their channels, their passion, but the things they do here, what you don't get to see is what we do behind the scenes. I have an Instagram group where all of our moderators keep each other informed about all the different things that we see, both negative and positive. Like right now, there seems to be, again, it must be this time of year, we'll try to remember this, right around May Day. Where I used to think it's right after the time change, but we're a couple months beyond that now, I guess. But trolling is back. Some of the usual suspects keep showing up again today. One guy who's been on us for 5 years now, showing up for a quick second. I booted that channel right away. But these are the kind of things that happen. There's patterns. People begging for money again. I'm getting messages and seeing more creators that I know are up to no good when it comes to that out in the YouTube streets. So we got to be aware of all this stuff. But there's so much that goes on. So I have to rely on my friends, which, some of them are our moderators here. We talk frequently and we pass each other different things that we see or different things that we notice, and everybody overwhelmingly, with generosity trying to help. So I hope everybody will connect with them, because like I said, I promise I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing here if it wasn't for their help. Even though it seems like I'm on top of it, I promise you. You see, Scratch and PPA's had to catch me up I don't know how many times already today. And there's a way to keep up with it as well. I keep an extra window over here. You could just put it on fan funding, and then you could go back and make sure that you don't miss anything. But I keep forgetting about that because I never actually do that. But I'm going to try to remember. And Twisted Read Horror, you're going to be coming up right after Cruising on the High Season Travel. That's Rob. Create and Relate also dropped a super chat. I certainly do appreciate all this extra generous support. Create and Relate's done that a million times. This creator does a mix of product reviews related to crafting and art. And then this creator shares with us the crafts that they get involved with, the art that they make of different styles. They've done a lot of diamond painting over here. You'll notice through, I think the product reviews really show you a lot of the things that you can expect to be made, because they've got a Cricut machine for one thing. And then they've got a resin lamp that tells you a story right there. They've got other product reviews related to our YouTube videos. They've got cameras, they've got microphones, they've got lighting, they've got batteries, hard drives. We've talked about, there's the Cricut machine there. New crafting toys, they got a whole collection here. And then they bring us wood burning is something. My parents bought me a wood burning set. I wish I'd kind of followed through with that. They used to encourage me a lot more than I thought they did. I remember they bought me a magic set one year, like for Christmas. We were lucky enough to be able to give each other presents and stuff. But when you're young, it's everybody giving you presents, right? But, they'd always have stuff for us. And magic set was one thing. They bought me a calligraphy set at one point. My dad insisted I had to learn how to do that so I could write in the special family books that would be passed along and things like that. I didn't do a very good job with it, but I did learn. But I wish I'd followed through with some of that. But wood burning's kind of cool. And then, hopefully everybody wishes Susan High Country Australia a happy birthday. I'm going to try to be over there after Tuber Chat. We still got an hour to go, so plenty of time here. I'm going to get to as many channels as I can. I'm going to try to stop talking so much. Create and Relate, though, has some shorts for us to see. 1,500, 1,600 views on some of these with a little bit of variety there. We notice a celebrity shout out, and then live streams. They've done plenty of live streams in the past, and I've caught a few of their diamond painting live streams. We'll see if they're going to bring any back. They did one at Halloween, but Create and Relate is an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter as well. And then, Holla 6448. It seems that they did. I think it's very easy for people not to appreciate their own family and this and that. And I gave them a hard time. But I think sometime around the age of like 30, I was saying to some of their friends, I'm going to try to be a little bit of a better son to these people, because many people here might not know. I don't talk about it all the time, but I was adopted, as a matter of fact. And so, that has its own special dynamic and story, if you want to put it that way. But my parents did a great job when it came to that kind of thing. They always had stuff for us when we were kids. We had our, birthday parties. Our friends would come to the house and this and that. Or they had us in sports and activities. I was a Boy Scout, and I played hockey in the winter, baseball in the summer. They told me after, though, they told me later in life it was my grandparents that paid for a lot of the stuff. They wouldn't have had us in half the stuff we were in. They sent me to camp. They had us in computer camps. We did Bible camp. We did all kinds of stuff. And then Cruising on the High Season Travel is up on the screen right now. This is Rob, another fellow Canadian. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So Cruising on the High Season Travel, Rob, is only a few hours away from me. Really a couple hours, I think. And this creator, therefore, I recognize a lot I see on their channel outside of the travel and cruising. Oh, and thank you so much, Scratch and PPA. I don't know how I'm missing everything. I just showed everybody how to keep up with the stuff, and I'm still missing things. So, Cruising on the High Season Travel wanted us to look at another channel. I'm going to put it up in another moment, but thank you for that, Scratch and PPA. When you hear my frustration, it's in myself. I hate the idea of, I dislike the idea of making mistakes. I'm as hard on myself as everybody is, you know, but at the same time, try to have patience, okay? We're not going to live and die by, you know, a channel being missed for a few seconds. I understand that, but I just want to do, you know, as much as we can for everybody, especially when people are going over and above for this, you know, and Rob's done that kind of thing before as well. And then, yeah, I think we all probably feel that way as well. And Cove Action, yeah, is going to go live in about 50 minutes. We'll be over there after they start. We'll probably hang over by just a few minutes overtime, but we'll raid in there likely about 5 after 8 or so, let's say. I'll try to keep it to a minimum with the overtime today. Cruising on the High Season Travel, Rob, what I was about to say, I recognize most of what I see on the channel outside of the travel and cruising because this creator reviews a lot of the featured dishes that come out of takeout food places and restaurants that are very popular, both franchises and chains here in Canada. So I recognize them because I see them all. You notice things like Subway. I think people recognize Little Caesars and Taco Bell. But some of these are Canadian. And I've actually gone. I went to Little Caesars and got these pizza butter tart looking things because of his video. I wanted to try this one here. Pepperoni Crazy Puffs. I don't know why I can't remember what they are. They look different than the AI comes up with for the thumbnail. The AI looks glorious, but they're still delicious and just as awful as they should be. Cruising on the High Season Travel, though, Rob cruises whenever he can, and he brings us tons of content. I'm going to take the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. I think he said he's got another cruise coming up as well. And this creator also brings us shorts, and he brings us 2,000 views, 2,400 on a couple of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So I've got notifications on, but you'll notice that Rob is on with tons of other people. We're actually on a live stream several months ago. It was hosted by Jeremy and Cheryl and Scotty J Travels, where they had a full grid, basically like this. There was about 10 channels, including myself. I was grateful for that. Rob's on panels like this all the time. He collaborates with people regularly, probably every day, and that's one of the biggest things you could do to grow your channel organically quickly, is because whenever you're featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of their most supportive supporters, if that makes any sense. Far beyond subscribers is what we're talking about right now. And then this is possibly another channel. I'm going to get the name of it in a quick second here. Traveling on the Beautiful Seas. Oh, that's the handle. Pardon me. Thank you, Scratch and PPA. I thought I copied it. And then that might not have been quite it. It's missing. Pardon me. I am really hammering the spelling mistakes today. There it is. He did get Pete got the handle correct. traveling on the beautiful seas. So this is another creator who obviously is very supportive to our friend Rob. This comes down to any friend of yours is a friend of ours, of course. At 52 subscribers, that's great. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do for this creator is take one of their videos, their latest one, and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do after the live stream today is go through my watch later list. I'll watch their video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators, and then hopefully they connect with us and put our notification bell on as well so they don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And thank you again, Rob, for the super chat. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Forgive my delay in getting that channel up there, but thank you to Scratch and PPA, of course, for catching that again. And then Twisted Read Horror is up for the same reason. They dropped a super chat a moment after that. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. When we look at Twisted Read Horror, they turn the lights off, you will regret it. Original short, raw, flash fiction horror stories. Nightmares handcrafted for mature minds only. They got quite a few videos here on the homepage listed as popular. Now, I'm just going to dig through what they've got lately. I think I'm going to take... I watched the TV show Succession. Very different than likely what they've got here. I almost liked it. It's one of those TV shows I wanted to like. Probably didn't like it as much as I think I did. Very different than what we're talking about here. But Twisted Read Horror has 144 subscribers. I'm just going to grab another video so I can listen to another story here. Shorts on the channel, though, have gotten into 2,200, 2,300, 2,500 views. My goodness, some of these thumbnails, eh? And then hopefully everybody will connect with Twisted Read Horror. They've been a friend of ours for quite some time now as well. I'm not sure. Has it been a year? Or am I getting way ahead of myself again? I'm unsure. Lots of our friends, we have plenty of friends that are right into horror, right? My whole family is like nerds and geeks, truly. Like, we love all pop culture stuff. My family bought me a Pac-Man game that eventually I got to unbox and review, right, for the latest birthday or Christmas. I can't remember which one. And they do that kind of thing all the time. We like Star Wars as much as everybody, and we've seen all the popular, movies that everybody would expect. But my sister is very much into horror as well. Not much more than me. I used to watch like all the Freddy and Jason stuff when I was much younger, but these days I'm watching a little bit less. But we have a lot of friends in the Tuber Chat family that are very much horror focused. One of our friends is Have Cheetah Will View. He interviews people all the time, including actors, producers, and things like that. And I think he's a huge horror fan. I just watched him do another one the other day. About a year. So there you go. So thank you, Twisted Read. Thank you, Twisted Read Horror. Keeping up with the Stardashians. Good to see you in the house. They're doing some gig work and a lot of karaoke. I hope I said hello to Just a Cat earlier. I saw you come in probably an hour ago. And then, you've been sick. Hopefully you're feeling better. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a very quick break. We're just going to go for 3.5 minutes, and then we're going to come right back. Let me spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. I'll play more clips on the next stream probably, but we'll leave those for another time. Grant's Faithful GLP-1 Journey we saw earlier because he dropped a super chat as well. I haven't done a good job of cleaning up the wheel, but we'll take our chance again with another spin and see if we can pick another channel that we can put on the screen. Jeremy D-Day's been with me for longer than 6 years, so we'll talk about his channel in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're just about back. Forgive me, I just needed another second there. We're looking at Jeremy D-Day. I did a clean sweep of the wheel. As you can see, it's transformed itself. Can you change the order of someone's playlist, like you show in your catch-up list? Show how you can. Yeah, so pardon me, Create and Relate is just asking a quick question, so I'll show you how I do this. I'm not sure, I don't think you can do this with somebody else's playlist. I don't think I've tried, but I'll show you my catch-up list here, if I can find it. What on earth is wrong with me? There it is. The catch-up list. So this is an example, right? So I'll go down to the videos from today. Forgive me, because this one here from the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph was from the last live stream. Brown Girl Bella was the first channel we looked at today. But you see how the video is 8:31? I can just grab this one from OG Sean White and drag it above it. Right? And then I could take this 39-minute video and put it underneath Amy's at 23 minutes. I can take her shorter video at 22 minutes and move it up. And you could do this on a phone or on a computer the same way that I'm doing it now. And then you notice at the top I've got this thing that asks, how do you want to sort the playlist? Manual. Right? Is because we're doing it ourselves. So hopefully you find that helpful. I know it's a clunky tutorial, but really easy to do, to be honest with you. And then, oh, radio silence. Yes. I worked in radio for like 25 years, and I promise you there's a nightmare that still haunts me to this day. When I wake up, it's becoming far less frequent. It's rare now. I used to be a DJ, so I used to have dreams that I'm supposed to be playing music. There's no music, it's dead air, and I can't find a record to play. Let's just say, because I used to play vinyl records. And then I have another recurring one where, if you can imagine, you're just waking up, right? And when you wake up from your dream, at least for me, all of a sudden the sound is just not there. You still see everything you see in your dream, but you hear silence. And then I would wake up because I would think, oh my gosh, there's dead air. Because I literally, I worked on the radio for years, and I fell asleep a couple of times. I had to be woken up. They have an alarm. So what happens is, if there's dead air on the channel or on the radio station for too long, an alarm goes off because they know people can fall asleep and stuff. Unbelievable. But those are the early days. Yeah, it makes sense. Create and relate. It seems like it, Matt and Mouse. If I ever leave the full-time job I have right now, I promise you there'll be I could dedicate a channel to the PTSD that will follow. When we look at Jeremy D-Day, this is another creator who's been with me for long over 6 years. I mentioned it about Brown Girl Bella and a few other channels today. But this creator has a couple of different channels, as a matter of fact. They're from Wisconsin, and they bring pure variety on their channel. This latest video playing basketball is interesting to see. Why have we seen two different channels with videos playing basketball? And then Sarah Presswood had some interesting news about basketball as well. Never, Holla, never. I hosted karaoke once in my life. I used to have to host it, actually. I worked on a cruise ship as a DJ, and I had to host it. But I used to say to everybody, look, I know all the karaoke people say, please sing, because if you don't, I have to. But I promise you, it's awful. It's the one thing in the world I cannot do. I cannot sing beautifully. I'm not even upset about it. But it's not going to help anybody. So we need people, and it would work. Nobody wanted me to sing. I have sung, but it was just as horrifying as I think it was. Shorts on this channel, Jeremy D-Day, have gotten into 28,000, 69,000 views. Live streams on the channel as well. He's been doing more and more live streaming lately. I just caught him yesterday. When we look at JD Knight 7, this is where this creator is. I originally had met them on this channel probably 7 years ago, and they're talking more music than anything else lately. They've got a new intro to their channel, which is great to see, and another music video they put up a few days ago. I might already have that in that catch-up list, so forgive me. Yeah, see, I already had it in my catch-up list. I got a glitch, so it didn't want to show up there because I hadn't run it since the last stream. But I will for sure make time for that. I should be able to get through videos tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, I finally have a chance for a little bit of rest. I gave it up yesterday. I had a chance to rest, and the weather was great, so I went out for a live stream instead. And to meet up with a creator. I keep forgetting to mention that. One creator that we know, 321 John Baptist Canada, is somebody who also lives in Niagara Falls, where I live. And he was live streaming last night. I intended on going, and one of the last streams that got recommended to me as I was setting the computer up to run streams while I was gone was his. So I said, okay, let's meet up right now, and I went and picked him up, and we hung out and live streamed on both our channels for a while. JD Knight 7 up on the screen right now has got 142,000 on one short, 390,000 on another short, 966,000 on one of these shorts. I wonder if it'll get to 1 million. And then he's talking music more than anything else. He's done live streams in the past more as an experiment. We'll see if he's going to bring those back, but we know he's doing it on his Jeremy D-Day channel. And then, forgive me, Butler Family Farm. Yeah, I hadn't even spun the wheel until right that minute. So at some point when I know like we've got 10 channels to go through, I just start giving up on adding names to the wheel. Sometimes I do it out of habit, but yeah, forgive me for that. And I did a clean sweep of the wheel when we went on that break. So I'm going to start rifling through channels. We still got half an hour. It's enough time to get through all the channels we see right now. Just Jason Keto's a beloved and dedicated moderator here. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And just so you know, Jerry, you're not the only one I do that to. I do it to Jesse's Journals and Unboxes all the time. I can't remember. There's another channel I do that to. I miss them on the wheel constantly, and I don't know why I keep missing you on the wheel. But thank goodness we're all friends here. Just Jason Keto is going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living, talking about a proper human diet. His channel's called Just Jason Keto. He brings a keto-based diet and lifestyle to his product reviews and tons of recipes, literally into hundreds of recipes now. He's known for chaffles, but he does plenty of other recipes that all feature only a handful of ingredients, are easy and simple to make, and don't take a lot of time. He does product reviews as well that feature either appliances, things we can use to make some of the recipes he's talking about, or things we might find in a health food or grocery store marketed towards possibly a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Dare we say no sugar added to a lot of different things. He can help us make sense of the ingredients so we can understand how they're going to affect us. Sometimes he does traditional unboxings as well, like a Osmo 7 gimbal, which is what John had yesterday when I was with him. I still have an Osmo 4, and I still haven't unboxed my Osmo 7. And then this creator also has a lot of guests on his channel. He mixes up the videos occasionally because he's always thinking about new ideas for his audience. Once in a while, he'll do like a hummingbird video. These come out every year. He does one. He's got another channel set up, and I'll show you that in a minute, where he intends on posting that kind of thing. Shorts over here, healthy looking grilling shorts, have done really well for him, getting into 6,000, 7,000, and 8,000 views. One at 23,000, and I've seen that one. And then live streams on his channel as well. He's typically live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, and sometimes it's Jason himself, sometimes he's got a guest. Some of his his guests return frequently, and once in a while he does something a little bit different. There's Matt and Mouse in there with a few other creators on a homestead hangout, and sometimes he does a cook-along live stream. Again, always thinking about new ideas for the audience. There's always Q&A, whether we're talking keto or whether we're talking YouTube. And then It's Just Jason is a second channel that he's got set up, and this is where he intends to post things that don't otherwise fit on his keto channel, right? Like that hummingbird video he'll do probably this summer. There's some winter weather. He's a fellow Canadian, only a couple hours away from me. I've met up with him a few times, as a matter of fact, and we're hoping for probably more. I'm unsure about what's going to happen this weekend. Cove Action is coming to Niagara-on-the-Lake, but I didn't realize Mother's Day snuck up on me, and I didn't realize that Sunday is Mother's Day at the same time. So while I'm unsure of my plans right this second, I'm hoping that we might get a chance to meet up with Cove Action, but they also said they're expecting to return in July. And I'm hoping what I can do is actually hammer them down for a specific day and time where we can do a meetup, right? Like an official, like bunch of us getting together. I got like a few other creators, even outside of the Superchat family, that are in Toronto that would probably want to meet up, so we can enjoy a meal. I always want to go out to eat and talk YouTube. Jody Genealogy is Marketplace Boutique. We'll talk about her channels right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Crafty Witch 232 is back in the house. And when we look at Jody Genealogy, this creator is a longtime friend from Marketplace Boutique. So she's got another channel here where she's bringing history, true crime, and travel. She really puts a lot of work into the research when she's planning on bringing us a story like this one here, Legend of Dark History. She will put a lot of different things on the screen that show you how much work she has gone into this, different artifacts, different news clippings, and things like that. So I'll leave it to you to find that when you get there. But Jody, this is her second time around because she's already got a channel with even more subscribers, even more success, and I'll show that to you in a minute. She's gotten into 14,000, 16,000, 32,000 views. She tends to put variety into the shorts, but they do really well for her. She's over 2,000 subscribers on this channel now and does plenty of live streaming as well. Sometimes chasing watch hours, sometimes on the water, sometimes on the road, sometimes by the fire, and sometimes collaborating with other people. And then Marketplace Boutique is her original channel where she helps us understand the ins and outs of buying and selling on places like eBay. And that can be a great side hustle for a lot of people. I do a small amount of that, but I've done tons of it over the years. I've listed over 2,000 things on eBay and shipped over 1,000 packages over the years. And those kinds of things are very easy, to be honest with you, but Marketplace Boutique can help us understand what to look for, what we can buy, and then sell at a profit while still giving people a good deal, or buying collections of things that can be split up and sold individually. This creator's dropping a premiere right now on Marketplace Boutique, so we know there's going to be brand new content on this channel. I'm putting the video on my catch-up list right now, and then sometimes she gives us help with our YouTube channels as well, giving us Canva tutorials for some of the graphics we might need, like membership badges or icons and things. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 28,000, 35,000, 56,000 views, and again, with a lot of variety. And then live streams, very similar to what we saw, bringing us on the road or by the fire, maybe doing some camping or chasing some watch hours. Now, well over 3,100 subscribers and monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And she's an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here as well. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So this is the live stream that's coming up next. We also know Michael's Adventures will have a premiere. We got a few friends that are already live, but Cove Action's going to go live. We're going to raid in there. We've been looking for an opportunity for that. Chuck and Lori are from Syracuse, New York, and these creators take their travel-based content very seriously, and their filming process as well. When you watch this, you're going to see they have multicam setups, a wonderful charisma between them, but then they get into drone footage, they get into different kinds of stills, and these creators take us to really interesting places around the world, as a matter of fact. They post fairly frequently, almost once a week, I'd like to say, and then shorts on their channel, and these have gotten into 8,500, 12,000, 2,100 views. We'll get a better look at the channel when we're over there for a Cinco de Mayo fiesta of travel talk, and likely some YouTube as well. And they're working on 5,800 subscribers, which is great to see. They've got another channel called Live, Love, Laugh, Lori, and I'll just put this up for a second because they've got it on the back burner right now, but we'd love to support Lori if she's going to come out with new content over here. We'd love to get this channel rolling towards its first 100 subscribers. They're at 16 right now. They did a Vlogmas series. They actually did this on both channels, so they've got 2 different videos each day for the Christmas season. So hopefully everybody will connect with Cove Action, and I'm just going to start dropping the link early just because we just talked about their channel, but there's the link right there, so anybody can hop over anytime, of course, and I'll be over there shortly after. Tuber Chat will probably be over by a few minutes. I'm going to keep it to a minimum, but we'll be over there right after, and everybody will be able to continue connecting the same way we are here. Right now we're going to talk about Crafty Witch 232. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Andy is the creator behind this channel, Crafty Witch 232. She's got a few videos to get the channel started, including collaborations, but you get a hint and an idea about some of the things they're making. They actually say they craft all the things. They do cross-stitch, crochet, 3D printing, jewelry making, perler beads, and much more. They've got shorts, and I came to learn after a few months of them being in the Tuber Chat family, which is long ago now, that they actually sell most of what they make. This is the reason why they make so much so frequently. And then this is what they were doing yesterday on their live stream. I'll show you that in a second. But they have got shorts now that have gotten into the 3,400 views, a couple of them at 10,000 and 14,000 as well. And then I've seen this creator crochet more than anything else, but I've also seen them do some cross stitch in these live streams, collaborate with other creators. I even saw them play a video game once. And this creator's on just about every night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and some of the streams go for an hour and a half, some are on for 5 hours, and this creator's crocheting, creating, and they do a great job of keeping up with the chat, and those vertical live streams have really paid off. The consistency, this creator's likability, and then the fact that they keep up with everybody in the chat has led to them getting 5,500 subscribers. It is one of the fastest growing channels that we've seen in the Tuber Chat family over the last 6 years. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232. Now we're going to look at Soul Magic Fabric Magician Annette. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. I think they changed the name of the channel, if I'm not mistaken, over the last little while. The Fabric Magician is here, and this creator you see right away with an extremely positive attitude. She looks like she's laughing and smiling all the time while making vibrant and colorful things. She brings some information on her about section, magically transforming new and rescued fabric into quilts, gifts, home accessories, garments, etc. And then there's much more information. She's targeting both beginners and experienced people when it comes to the idea of sewing and quilting and all the different things they're going to do. 1,000 views, 1,400 views on a couple of these shorts videos, and then live streams as well. So I caught her a few days ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one. It's been almost a month already. But they seem to be live streaming fairly frequently, at least a couple of times a week. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Fabric Magician. She's been with us just about every stream since finding us over the last few months, and I certainly do appreciate that. It's probably a little bit longer than I think, too. I might be getting on 4, 5, or even 6 months by now. And then Van Lot is a newer channel in the Tuber Chat family, just having been with us for a month or just beyond that. But let's have a look at what this creator's doing. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So when we look at Van Lot, you're going to see a couple of different things. The homepage gives us an idea of the mix of content they've got going on here. First of all, we're going to see them in the wood shop, and they literally call it Big Daddy's Wood Shop. We see that here. They make some really interesting and remarkable things. I'm just going to grab the latest video, though. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. It looks like they got a tractor they're going to look at. Am I right about that? Legendary John Deere by the look of it. And then shorts on the channel as well. And the good thing that you did a short about that as well. When we look at the shorts on the channel, these have gotten into 1,800, 2,100 views, 2,500 views. You notice that their latest video matches their latest short, right? So that's a great idea. If we can plan for that in advance when we're filming, I think we can really benefit with content that's going to, kind of reinforce itself between a few different types of things, if that makes sense. When we look at Van Lot, we also see a lot of spiritual inspiration. This is what I've seen from this creator more than anything. I've caught them for a few live streams, and they typically live stream, I think, almost every day. Yeah, very close to it, as you can see, so several times a week. So hopefully everybody will connect with Van Lot. They've got a dedicated audience as well, and like most creators, they encourage everybody to connect with each other when we're there. They're working on 500 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit closer to that milestone. Mac Movement's still in the house. When we look at Jesse Journals and Unboxes, we see another beloved and dedicated moderator here. She's been with us for just about 6 years as well, over 5.5 years, if you can imagine. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then I'm just going to do something quickly in the background here, because we're not going to take another break. I just want to get through as many channels as possible. I unlisted the stream, but I'm going to relist it now, or make it public again. And I just do that to slow it down sometimes. Jesse Journals and Unboxes up on the screen right now, another beloved and dedicated moderator. This creator puts out at least one video a week, occasionally more than one. They've been known to do dual premieres or drop a video midweek, but typically Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to find an unboxing video from Jesse Journals and Unboxes. And over the years, she's unboxed all kinds of different things. It could be bath and beauty products, it could be snacks, it could be stationery, it could be washi tape, could be postcards. This creator lately has been focused more on journaling, collages, and a few subscription services. She actually gets some of the owners of the businesses to come into the chat while the premieres are on, which is really cool because we could do some Q&A and get to know them and a little bit more about the services. But she's got Happy Mail on the channel as well. And then she shows us a lot of the things that she makes with a lot of the crafting supplies that come through most of the unboxing videos here. When we look at Jessie Journals and Unboxes, you get an idea of the different kinds of things that they're bringing to us, whether they're making the stuff or whether it's supplies for crafting, whether it's books or postcards or the other things we talk about. And then she features a lot of those items in the shorts on the channel. She always has. There's the bath and beauty products, jewelry I mentioned, washi tape is there, snacks and stationery, and cards of different types, and then live streams. She's done plenty of these in the past. We'll see if she's going to bring those back. But either way, whenever you catch her for a live chat, including her premieres every Sunday, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family, faster than what we've got here, faster than most others. She rivals those of Butler Family Farm, the Stock Explorer, Scratch and PPA, and a few select others. It is very fast-paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. We're going to look at Butler Family Farm right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So I'm going to do as fast as I can. We'll get through as many channels as we can. I just put Mac Movement and Just a Cat onto the wheel. I can't remember for the life of me, Just a Cat, if you mentioned something about that before. I'm thinking so, but forgive me if I'm wrong because now I'm really racing. Butler Family Farm, everybody's BFF. This is actually Jerry and Susan together. These creators have been married over 41 years, and they have a wonderful charisma between them. They share the camera work. They both film. They both create on the channel. They bring us traditional homesteading content on a 116-acre farm full of livestock, including cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, koi, and I know there's one more thing. Goats, right? No, I think I mentioned it. I forgot what the last thing was. There was one new thing that they mentioned, and I can't remember. Oh, rabbits. Rabbits is it. Yes. A horse now? My dear goodness, they keep expanding. Please no wheel. Thank you, Just a Cat. That's why I kind of put that mention out there just in case. But thank you for that. Nesha Antoinette, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then when we look at Butler Family Farm, Jerry and Susan are going to bring us all around their property. They show us the things that go right, the things that go wrong, how they fix things. They make tools for themselves. They also help us understand how they look after the livestock. They bring us into their home. They do canning. They do cooking. They do all the things we'd expect from our homesteading friends. They do product reviews, and then Jerry brings us into the shop as well to do remarkable woodworking. And these creators as well meet up with a lot of others, both in small and large groups. They are known to meet up with creators in up to 70 channels worth of creators and supporters sometimes. 12,000 views on several of these short videos, and one of them at 55,000, which is great to see. Of course, they're long monetized now. Lots of ways to support them when we get there. They live stream every Monday at quarter to 7 Eastern, and sometimes it's Jerry and Susan together. They'll take us on the road or traveling whenever they do that. Otherwise, they have StreamYard panels. I've been on their channel a few times, and they've had panels full of guests, lots of friends. Jerry's on all the time. Jerry's on all kinds of people's channels, hopping in and out of panels. I usually catch him at least a couple of times a week, either with Devil Dog or another channel on a panel, Belt Loop 29 frequently. And then he's got, actually, Belt Loop 29 joins him for a series that they've got called Two Dudes Give Clues. So Jerry let us know about a year and a half ago he's been using the YouTube promotion system to grow the channel so rapidly. This is how they've gone from under 10,000 to over 150,000 subscribers. It's a very different way of growing. It means different things for the outcome of your channel. So not something I expect to use or recommend, but it is another legitimate way to grow that's found in the YouTube studio, and there's lots of different opinions about that from different creators, so I hope people will talk to a few. But if you do want to know about that, Butler Family Farm will always share. And then they are part of another collaboration. We talked about it earlier with Chef Civi from Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, and Tim Mitchell, and then Devil Dog. They get together for a cook-along live stream at least once a month, where they're finding 3 different ways to make sugar-free treats, whether they're desserts or other ideas. Cheesecake, they've done key lime pie, they have sugar-free cinnamon rolls coming up in a couple of weeks, so we have that to look forward to. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. Like I said, everybody's BFF. Jerry's been with us for years. Jerry and Susan have been with us for years. They've been with us for, I insist, it's over 4 years now. Could be a little bit longer. I'm not sure whether I'm right about that. But they're here for just about every stream too. I don't expect that from anybody, but I certainly do appreciate it. You know, Jerry tries to even listen in, even if he's on a tractor working around the farm or whatever he's doing, and I certainly do appreciate that also. Mac Movement is up on the screen now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Even at willing to go out to dinner with tiny channels. Yes, if I remember right, Tim Mitchell met up with them at the end of their Cruise in Alaska 25. They went to Alaska with a few other creators on a cruise ship, and then met up with Chef Civi and Tim Mitchell for dinner in Seattle on the way back, because they went from Seattle to Alaska. Very, very cool. I'm in full jealousy mode over that. I love the idea of meetups. And then Mac Movement is up on the screen right now. This creator has an interesting, almost one-of-a-kind channel. They're bringing original sci-fi, fantasy, satire, and conspiracies told like a digital campfire. Visual audiobooks from a growing multiverse, lo-fi sticker movies, AI narration, and raw human storytelling. So a great mix, and actually they featured Tuberchat in one of their videos a while back with The Source and another creator, and I certainly do appreciate the shout out. But they're always engaging conversation here in the chat, for which I'm grateful, and they post frequently. I can't believe how far behind I am with your videos. I'm just going to grab the latest one. I've got notifications on for all the premieres, including the one they're going to drop today. Oh, sorry, I said today, 2 days from now. They're going to drop one on Thursday, so we'll be looking forward to that. That'll actually be right when Just Jason Keto will be streaming, so hopefully we'll catch that. But like I said, I got the notification on and the notification bell on for every channel. They got shorts over here, and these have started to move into 2,000, 2,500, 3,700 views on one of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So I caught them a month ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one. Yeah, remember the old logos? Yes, I've seen online games like this as well. I like that stuff. I know it's techie, if you want to put it that way or whatever, but I get wrapped up in marketing and branding and all kinds of things like that. Mac Movement's working on 1,700 subscribers. I run into them regularly supporting other people as well. I'm always happy to see everybody supporting each other. So when I'm bouncing in and out of premieres and live streams in the chats, it's always heartwarming to find people out there supporting each other. But Mac Movement's there all the time. So's Holla. Let's see what they've got going on right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuberchat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Okay, I'm going to cut the wheel now, but I did get Sarah Presswood and New Times New Beginning on there. And then Holla is up on the screen right now. So let me drop the link again for the raid, because we're going over to Cove Action Travel in another moment. We've been hoping for an opportunity to raid in for Chuck and Lori, and today is the day. So they'll allow us to continue connecting, of course, while we talk travel for a special Cinco de Mayo live stream that they've got going on. A few of our friends are live. Michael's Adventures will drop a premiere right now. Tons of content coming out tonight, as a matter of fact. But we'll head over there in a few minutes, and I'll be over there with everybody as well. Holla, up on the screen right now, an auto enthusiast. We see that right away. This one's really, really cool. I can't pick off these makes and models as well as most people, but I do enjoy looking at them as much as anybody, and then they're bringing us a little bit of travel-based content, it seems, as well. A lot of events is basically what they get to here, whether it's parades or behind the scene. And then sometimes I would almost consider it travel-based content. It took me a little while to find a way to describe this channel because the content is very unique as a mix. They've gotten into 2,800, 3,100 views, 3,300 views on some of these, and then live streams as well. And these, again, could be event-based more than anything else, or almost looking like travel, let's just say. So hopefully everybody will connect with Holla. Look at this. They're at 800 subscribers now. My dear goodness. No, Covaction, it's better if you go on. It's better if you're already on for raid. We've only got a few more channels to get through anyway, so by all means, please just go as soon as you're ready, and then we will be in there right after. And then anybody's free to hop into the chat right away because, you know, live streams and premieres, the chat's already running. Pete, why is the wheel putting you towards the end of the stream again? Scratch and Pete PA knows what it's like to be picked first and picked last many times. But how is it possible that so many times this creator can wait out the whole 3 hours of the stream? There's no... My dear goodness. I don't know what the wheel does to you, Scratch and PPA. And then the master of all movies, Presswood DVD collector. This is Sarah Presswood in the chat. And she is posting fairly frequently as well, especially over the last day. She's put out like 4 videos. Yeah, she's put out tons of videos over the last few days. I'm just going to grab one of the latest videos from you. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I talk about. Typically, she's going through her collections of Blu-rays and DVDs, and I've seen her pull out several classics, including one of my all-time favorites, the Facebook movie, of course. And then shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,200, 2,400, 6,900 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So Sarah Presswood, obviously an enthusiastic creator, but is here with us for just about every stream, and I see her every day in other people's live streams, supporting other creators and engaging conversation in the chat, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with the master of all movies, Presswood DVD collector. That's Sarah Presswood, and she's working on 1,200 subscribers now, which is great to see. And then we'll spin the wheel, and we see that Scratch and PPA is coming up. See, I shouldn't have said anything, but glad I did, because maybe the wheel's listening now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So I've still got one of Scratch and PPA's videos in my catch-up list, but the red line is not all the way across today because when I left the computer, I reset the computer before we started. I must have forgot to go to the homepage on YouTube. So when I restart, I'm sure this is the same for most people. When I restart, then when Firefox opens or whatever browser I'm using, it goes back to the last page it was on. So it started playing the video for a few seconds. But either way, I'm going to rerun that one. I didn't see today's. Today's was the funniest story for me because I was working. I set an alarm on my phone, so there was no way I was going to miss it. As long as I got into the vehicle before 12 or before 12:15, I was going to make it. And it turned out I didn't. I got stuck in the thing that I was doing because I do gig work, right? Or not gig work, but I do several jobs a day, so I have to move around. and I got stuck in one place way longer than I thought. So I got into the vehicle. I started grabbing my phone. I forgot that my Android phone was on airplane mode, so I had to switch to airplane mode. I didn't switch to the right account, and I caught him at the last second. If you see Scratch and Pete PA's videos, I'll show you the end. Spoiler alert for everybody who hasn't seen these yet. But when you get like right to the last second, as soon as the like boom happens, then that's exactly when I managed to get in there. Just for a quick like basically hello and that's it. But I get so angry with myself when I miss them because I specifically planned today. I knew that it was going to be impossible for me to miss it. And sure enough, something came up. So I have to try to remember that. Scratch and PPA is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey of over 9 years now. Superchat's been here for 6 years, and he's been here for almost all of that. Literally over 900 streams, if you can imagine. Hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA, get some of that support coming back to you as well. This fellow Canadian, of course, is monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including Super Chats and memberships when we get there. He's working on 2,700 subscribers right now, and he premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. Like I was just describing, he has perfect consistency, has not missed a week in over 5 years. This creator pits 2 lottery tickets against each other in every video and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Which of course I do. It sets this series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. If you can catch one of these premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Superchat family. Faster than what we have here, faster than almost any other that we see. He rivals those of Butler Family Farm, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, the Stock Explorer, and a few select others. It is very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. His presentation has his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first production, and he gave his videos a refresh this past January where he added even more video production, more animation. When you think about the way that lottery tickets work, not all of the games play the same way, so he has to adjust his videos every week based on the gameplay of the lottery tickets that he's featuring. You might notice as well, his bright, beautiful avatar is matched by content in his thumbnails, but they give us a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series also. And then his banner's updated every single week, if you could believe that, and his video editing skills have been complimented, like I said, since his very first production almost 6 years ago. This creator has got shorts on the channel as well that started from a trip he took to Italy about 2.5 years ago, where he brought us vlogging style shorts videos that showed us around all the different kinds of areas that he visited, and then some Italian lottery tickets to go along with that. This year he returned to Italy and brought us an entire series of Italian lottery tickets as shorts. So hopefully everybody will check those out. And then I was lucky enough 2.5 years ago to be there for his very first live stream. I know a lot of people might be hoping for more, but more so we're happy to see the expansion and content on the channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and Pete PA if you haven't already. He's working on 2,700 subscribers, like I was saying. We're going to get to Matt and Mouse and New Times, New Beginnings in another moment here. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Glorious Platter, good to see you in the house. Wheats Art is in the chat as well. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Wild Child is back, and Marketplace Boutique, that's the same creator from Jody Genealogy we saw earlier. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. New Times, New Beginnings is here with us just about every day as well. They got a couple of channels working on 1,700 subscribers. I'm just going to grab the latest video that they've put out. A great mix of outdoor content and a chance to get to know this creator. They work with animals every day, as far as I understand. They share a bit of that with us as well. 1,700, 2,000 views, 2,700 views, and then live streams on the channel. They intend on bringing many more, but they've been streaming a little bit more often lately, which is great to see. When we look at their second channel, it's called Fuzzy Adventures Entertainment and More. Then we see more content very similar, almost complementary to what we saw on that channel. And this creator might take us shopping, but otherwise they're going to bring us to work, talking about the animals that they're lucky enough to work with every day. And then they give us some short videos featuring some more, I was going to say outdoor content, but this is where they take us shopping. And it looks like they've got a newer short that's gotten into 1,500 views. They had a birthday live, short video at 1,000 views as well, which is really cool to see. And then a few live streams over here. They'll likely bring us some more soon enough. So thank you everybody for the time that you spent. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. I certainly don't expect it from anybody. I know you can't be here every day, and certainly not for 3 hours, especially when we don't have a schedule. But I do appreciate every moment, those thumbs up, the shares, the comments, the kind things everybody says about this channel, our community, our moderators, and everybody here. And right now, what we're going to do is go over to see Cove Action. They're live, Chuck and Lori from Syracuse. It's our first time raiding into their channel, so I hope everybody will click the link that I've been dropping. I'll do it one more time right now, and then hopefully everybody will connect with our moderators as well, whether you see them here or anywhere else. They're supporting people all the time. And I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for their help over all these years. Matt and Mouse is up on the screen right now. Fellow Canadians, they have a channel I was taken away with right away. They've got an basically off-grid cabin of around 149 square feet. They bring us the ins and outs of keeping this channel, or pardon me, keeping this cabin warm and cozy. They talk about all the trials and tribulations of being out in the wilderness and the off-grid capabilities that they have to think about. They talk about things like Wi-Fi connections. They talk about distance to the water. And they talk about drilling holes in the cabin, which I think I'm never going to get over as one of the funniest lines I've ever heard. So hopefully everybody will connect with Matt and Mouse. They were introduced to us well beyond a year ago from Just Jason Keto when he did a homestead hangout. They've been with us ever since, for which I'm grateful. They've gotten into 1,600 views and 1,700 on a couple of these shorts. And they have a wonderful charisma between them. They share the camera and filming, it looks like, as well. And they've got some live streams. So I managed to catch them a few weeks ago. They were hosting another channel, and then hopefully I'll catch you for another one. I got notification bells on, of course. So hopefully everybody will connect with each other and come over to Cove Action. They'll let us continue connecting exactly the same way here. We'll make a very quick exit right now, but thank you everyone again. I really do appreciate everything everybody does for me, for this channel, for our community, for our moderators. And, we'll keep this going for a long, long time, less than 6 months before we hit 1,000.